Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the SRW Radicals for round 2 at Winton. This is one of the tracks where I call it an ice cream bowl, and we're at it again with Brendo on the side. How you going, Brendo?
Yeah, it's good to be back here. Enjoying the commentary so far, so good to pick up and see the Radicals. Probably one of the more challenging cars to drive, but certainly entertaining when you can drive them on the edge, and a track like Winton's going to really bring these things out.
Yeah, 100%. It's one of these tracks where guys don't really look forward to it, but I, as a commentator and as a driver, when I get to drive, my nickname's Larko. I've been called recently just because I don't drive as much. It's it's one of these tracks where it's such a hard track to learn and master and race it hard, but be consistent at the same time. But great little track, and it should be good tonight. But yeah, we're here with the Radicals, like you said, and we're on round 2. So round 1 was at I think it was Bathurst, if I'm correct, and that was an awesome round. And yeah, Winton is a track that yeah, like I said, it's an ice cream bowl, so it's one spectrum to the other. But tonight with the race stewards, we've got Tyson McAvoy in race stewards, and obviously Brendo and myself as a commentary. So good to be here, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, these cars certainly like being driven on the edge, and you're just sort of hanging on to every last inch of grip. And we see here Ray Oliver on screen during practice there, just really committing to the outside line and just testing the limits of these cars early on, trying to find the absolute limit of where that grip line is as drivers are slowly filtering through. We've got a couple of minutes left to practice now, and then we'll get right into qualifying.
So now we're in qualifying. So as we see Corey McFarlane on screen, he was an absolute weapon in the Supercars. So it's good to see him on track. Got a pretty good field tonight as well. I think we've got about. I'll just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we've got about 15 cars on track roughly. So good little field. I don't think you'd want any more than that. If you did, yeah, it'd be chaos. But yeah, who's your guy that you reckon might win tonight, Brendo?
I don't know. I missed last week, so I'm not really sure who the favourites are. McFarlane's always up there. Is Scotty in the field? I know he quite enjoys racing the Radicals as well.
Scotty in the field? He'd love to be. Mr. Rattlegun, he had an awesome night in the TTRs last night, so he'd actually. I'm surprised he's not in here because he definitely likes proving people wrong, like Tyson McAvoy. So, but no, it's good to see all these guys on track. As Corey's actually the first one out, so he'll be the first guy to put a lap in. So as you said about Corey too, he's just such a weapon too. He's I mean, like I said about the Supercars, he was a weapon. He qualified P1 and then won the race. I think it was 2 sprint races. No, I think it was a big one. Getting all my numbers wrong tonight, but as we just see, I think it's Dave Oliver around.
Yeah, Ray Oliver there giving a bit too much on the final corner, getting up on that ripple strip there, and that's going to ruin his first qualifying lap.
He wouldn't be liking that because now he's going to go around for a full lap again. But as we're seeing on screen there, but yeah. And might as well go through our sponsors while we're sitting here as well, Brendo. So our main sponsor of the series is DSL. I'll just list them off while we're sitting here in quali. DSL, Racecraft. We got oh my god, Racecraft obviously with helping out with the rig at the show not too long ago. Hang on, sorry, someone just walked in on me. Warren Brown Tools, Toyo Sim, Dragon RC, Melville Equipment, Promo Department. I think that's about it for tonight. So all the sponsors, thank you for all them for sponsoring the series. So as we see Corey McFarlane and P1, he's done an absolute blistering time of a 1:13.8. And talking about times here, it was quite funny, Brendo. Last night, the 1.3's got down to a 1:10. Like, how crazy is that for a lap time? And now, yeah, we're with the Radical cars, which as Scotty says, two motorbike engines strapped together and a bit of downforce. So
Yeah, he's not wrong there. There's certainly a lot of torque and a lot of power in these engines, the V8 engines, of course, and quite an aggressive beast. And yeah, like you say, they're lightweight, they're nimble, and sort of a little bit of natural downforce built into them. But certainly not the same sort of downforce what the F3s are getting. So to see, even the experience that we've got here is pretty remarkable, really, that they've been able to throw them around that quick around this track.
yeah, as we just saw Corey McFarlane have a bit of a wiggle coming out of the corner too. So, but I was actually talking to Cowie, one of our fellow commentators, and he said he was struggling to get around this joint for a bit, but he's figured out the track, and as we saw, Corey just came across the line. He had a bunch of purple sectors there, and I'm just looking in practice. Corey did a 1:11.9. Dave's actually on the top step right now, so he's done a 1:13.6. Great time by him. Ray Oliver 1:15. No, sorry, 1:13.9. He's just changed that. Thanks for Ray for changing it for me last minute. Timothy, he's in P4. He did really well, actually. He did really, really well. Michael's just done a 1:13.2, so he's done a blistering time as well. Who else we got through the field? Stephen's around.
Yeah, only 6 cars with laps so far. A couple of seconds split the field at the moment. Certainly. Drivers still trying to find their grip levels as we see another one go around. Certainly an entertaining qualifying session. Could lead up to what's going to be a pretty exciting race. Corey McFarlane, his second lap time there, 1:12.42. So improves on Michael's lap, takes purple in all sectors.
Yeah, blistering time there, 1:12.4. Awesome lap there by Corey. Corey's one of these guys where he's just bringing something else to the table for SRW. I mean, like we said, we saw him in the Supercars, and I was talking to Jamie Dyke, and I said, "Looks like you got a bit of a competitor now, mate." And he went, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, how do you find about that? And he went, "Well, there's more competition, and I think for all of us, it's good for the commentary and SRW just in general, and just another benchmark, isn't he?"
Yeah, certainly. Always good to have the competition. We look at Corey McFarlane there as he finishes his lap. He's so far purple through all sectors again on his final lap of the stint. Coming over the line. Oh no, he's still got a few seconds left before he crosses the line. But he's looking on track to do the lap as we see another car go around on screen there.
It just seems like the downforce just does not work through there at all. It's like it's disengaging, isn't it? Like it's just going, nah, not doing it today.
Yeah, it certainly seems to be the way they're going. They're driving them very hard into the corners, and they're just, I don't know, picking up the throttle a little bit too quick perhaps, and it's just unsettling the car, and all that downforce disappears. Corey McFarlane does improve his time just ever so slightly. 1:12.33, still just under a second back to the next closest car, Michael Cuttager, Ray Oliver, in that similar sort of second difference time frame. So about halfway through the allocated qualifying time now. Most drivers will have completed a couple of laps at least. You see Dean Sinkovic just run up into 7th there with 1:15.0.
Yeah.
Ray Oliver improves to get into 2nd with a 13.15. No improvement there for Michael on his last lap. So 10 cars qualified thus far. Still a few look to be sitting in the pit lane. Of course, some of them will be race control.
Yeah, I mean, as we look at the lap times as well, Tyler Sheaf's on track too, so that's good to see him. He's been saying he's been trying to find the time and to race these things, and he's been improving, hasn't he? Because he does the dirt stuff, doesn't he, Tyler Sheaf? And it's good to see him on track. I mean, I've been slowly seeing him with his progress, and tell you what, he's been doing some massive good times for himself.
Yeah, we saw Tyler Sheaf on Tuesday night at Weed Sport. He sort of run fairly mid-pack. It was a bit of a safety. The safety car won the race. I think in the end, it was a bit rough. Not so much in aggressive driving, just little taps and spin outs that on a tight track, sort of make the racing quite miserable. But Tyler certainly did a very good job. He made some positions up and raced fairly clean. And that's half the battle, of course, in dirt is keeping it pointing forwards.
Yeah.
And so you talk about that improvement, and it's certainly showing off when these guys come through. And as the series progresses, we get a few further weeks down the line. We're going to start seeing Tyler, I think, no doubt, getting a little bit further up the grid.
Yeah, and you say about that, and I think we're all about SRWs just improving your racecraft, your skill, and all of that. And it just looks like he's improving because I saw him on the 50 lapper at Sandown and he kept spinning out and just being all over the joint. And now he's on track and he's, you look at the times and you go, oh, he's 4 seconds off, and you kind of go, oh yeah, that's decent. But I tell you what, like Corey's got so much experience, like being in Scops and doing all those massive leagues, and he's come to the field and and he's learning off other people. He's probably learning off Cowie, one of the mid-pack guys. He's probably learning off Dave too, the top guy. And learning off other people, you just improve so much. So yeah, massive shout out to him. Really nice dude. Oh, as we see Cowie go around, it just seems like the downforce just turns off at some points. Like I'm noticing at turn 2 that the car just goes, oh, I think it's Stephen off the road.
Yeah, Stephen off the road as well. It looks like they're just trying to use every last inch of the track, getting on that exit curb there, and if they just clip the dirt or they just get on the throttle a little bit too quick, they lose traction on the exit curb, and it just seems to be a passenger from there on out. But yeah, as you're saying, we touched on it on Friday night with the GTs as well. You sort of pick a guy in your kind of speed range, and you watch them and you follow them, and you learn off each other. So, that's what makes league racing so enjoyable, is you see these guys improve week in, week out as they put the hours in. So Corey McFarlane's improved his lap time even further. We see Michael has got down into the 12s now. Hang on, this is not right.
Yeah, so Corey McFarlane's done a 1:12.3 and...
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at last laps, not best laps. That'll be why. Oh, rookie. Rookie.
Oh, someone else is around. I think that's Timothy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's Timothy, yeah. Anyway, Michael is in the 12s though, with the 12s. So only 2/10 off the pace now.
Yeah, it seems like he keeps getting purple sectors, but it just looks like he has a bit of a mishap at the end or in the middle. I think it's actually bugging him because he keeps pushing the car and he just gets those little orange sectors, and it seems like he just backs off and goes around again.
Yeah, I'm just watching Corey's split. Sector 1 and 4, sectors 1 and 3 he's purpling, 2 and 4 he's oranging. So there's something in those middle two, those second and last sectors where he's just not quite nailing it to get in there. And I think that seems to be the common trend. Is that sort of seems to be where I think most of the drivers are having the most difficulty, is in that second sector of the track. Coming through those tighter corners.
Yeah, it seems like it, and we've got 4 minutes to go on qualifying, but I think Corey McFarlane's just got the pace tonight, doesn't he? He's just, 2/10 faster than Michael, but you go further back and it's like 6/10. It just seems like those two are really stuck together, which is really good to see, especially around a clothesline, as Cowie was saying last night. Dick Johnson described this track, it was like doing an endurance on a clothesline, so I don't think he's wrong about that. But it just seems like some of them have got a lot of pace tonight. Then who else we got down the field? Timothy done a 14.1, Cowie's done a 14.3. It's good to see Cowie in that mid-pack. He's been really improving too. And I think that's Corey going across the line again. 1:12.3, so I don't think he improved, did he?
Nah, the last lap 1:15.4, so he's well off the pace for that last lap. See David Unger find his way up into third now with a 12.8 and 9, just pushing Ray off into fourth position there. But yeah, you're quite right. This Winton track it's not the widest of tracks. It's quite technical. There's some very slow corners, very slow sections.
Oh,
see the 54 car get the exit all wrong and slide off into the grass as well. That's David after his last lap, good enough for third. And I think it's going to be one of those things too. Once we start getting a few more cars together racing on track, I think we're going to see a little bit of not so much incidents, but we're going to see guys making mistakes and going off the track. It's very easy done here. Even you see it in real life with supercars as well. You get quite a few off tracks and cars in the grass and having to rejoin. So it's definitely going to be a feature, I think, of tonight's race.
Definitely, and you talk about being a small track. I was doing some practice for a supercar league I do, and you do practice around here, and you just got to be so like soft on the throttle. You can't be jamming it everywhere. You've just got to be so easy on it, like. And I was trying to tell my teammate, he's probably watching this, and I was telling my teammate, just go easy, that's where the pace is. And I don't think he believed me until 2 laps later, and he went, oh! And, oh, did you see Carey go around too? It's kind of funny when these cars spin around, because they're just like, they look so solid, so it just looks pretty funny. But, yeah, it's, I find with this track, you just got to be very easy on the throttle.
Yeah, and it's sort of a contradiction to how these cars sort of behave, because, you know, we've mentioned before, you've got to drive them right on the edge of the grip limit, so to try and be smooth around here in a car that likes to be driven quite aggressively is quite difficult to do, just finding that balance point.
Definitely. I think Steven Sinkovic is on a good lap too, one of our good mates who runs the league. He actually hasn't set a lap time yet, so he's done a 1:12, it's set. I think. Yeah,
where's he popped up on the screen?
I don't think it can.
No, he hasn't popped up, so he's obviously had an off trip there. It was a 1:12.09, I think it was. 1:12.89, I think it was. Sorry.
That would have been a great lap.
Yeah, would have put him in third or fourth.
Looks like Steve's just using a little bit of quality done. That's it. So now we've actually got 2 sprint races tonight, so this will be a really good format. I've always loved the sprint racing around Winton. I find it's just perfect for the track. So as we just wait for the guys to grid up. Oh wow, they're all gridding up pretty quick, so this will be very good. So here's our grid for tonight. So Corey McFarlane P1, Michael P2, David Unger P3, Ray Oliver P4. What's that? P5. I don't want to say his name wrong. You might want to have a go at this, Brendan.
I think it's Jack, isn't it? Isn't it pronounced Jack? Jack or Jacques?
Jacques. Yeah, Jack. P5. Sorry, you have to send us a message if we got that wrong, mate. Timothy in P6. Andrew Cowan P7. Good. Well done to Cowan for P7. Dean Sinkovic in P8. Wayne Edwards in P9. Bradley Wall in P10. Tyler Sheaf in P11, and that we ended up our grid. Tyler Sheaf actually got a 1:15.1, so knocked the second off. So we'll just wait for the green lights to go out. So as we sit here, what a great shot by Shibby in the background. Forgotten to mention Shibby when we started the broadcast, but Nathan Shibby's in the background doing all the cameras as he normally does. Always good to work with Shibby, and well, hopefully we have a good race, Brendo.
Yeah, certainly going to be an exciting race. Those short formats, I think, are going to be very exciting. We're going to have to see a lot of desperation from the drivers. Going to have to make moves quickly, and they're going to have to make them stick. Just waiting for the green flag to drop now.
Seems like someone hasn't gridded up.
Yeah.
I think right at the back, someone hasn't gridded up. So
or we're waiting for the safety car.
It's probably the safety car. They probably all sit here going, oh, who hasn't gridded up? But here's the green light, so we're going to wait for all of them to go red, and they'll be out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're green in the SRW round 2 of the Radicals. They're all gone. Looks like Ray Oliver just got bogged down right at the start. He's not going to be happy with that. We're on board with Bradley Wall. He's coming through the first sector, the first chicane, sorry. They're all clean. No one's had a wreck yet. Better than the F3s last night, that's for sure. But well done to all the guys for a clean start. Looks like someone's in the gone in the dirt, in the kitty.
Wayne Edwards at the back of the field.
Another wreck out the front. Huge contact.
Big wreck in the pack.
Huge. Look at that.
Bradley Wall involved in that one by the looks of things. I was just about to say, what a great start we had. A little bit of wheel spin there off the second row, but the front guys got away super clean.
Yeah, really clean there. Just, I was like praying that it was going to be clean, but yeah, it's DSL Welding Services replay. Thanks to the guys over there for the replay.
So Wayne Edwards was the first incident there.
Yeah. So
Looks like he's done it all by himself. Turned in a bit too hard, perhaps. Car gets unsettled and finds himself in the sand trap.
Like I said, it just looks like the downforce disengages, doesn't it? So
yeah, certainly a bit of an unusual one.
Yeah, definitely. So here's our second incident with Jake. I'm going to nickname him just Jake. Oh, he's just went around.
Yeah, I think
Ray
the other
Oliver
drivers
straight into him.
Yeah, the other drivers there, Ray Oliver just checking up and losing the rear end on the brakes, I think. And he's just collected a few cars on the way through.
As we've got the promo department safety car out on track, so most of them that have damage are pitting as well. Be a very smart idea, so well done to them. So Ray Oliver, Bradley Warren, Jake is in the pits. So we have the Beamer tonight, GT3 Beamer, awesome car to look at. Promo department. Tyson McAvoy, as usual, driving it. Good to see him out on track. As Corey McFarlane controls the field.
Yeah, certainly no just unintentional incidents there. Be put down as racing incidents, no doubt. Just drivers losing control coming out of the corners. And just unfortunate, really, for those behind them that get caught up in the mess. So, probably a bit more of a reserve start. I think we'll see drivers trying to get a bit more tyre warmth and trying to just find their downforce levels here.
Yeah, I think none of them had tyres hamps either because they've got no tyre blankets on these. So I think most of them just had no grip around the corners. So
yeah, these things certainly have a lot of power trying to get put down onto the wheels, and when they're cold and not gripping, it's certainly not the easiest to get the power down and moving forward. So hopefully these guys will take this time behind the safety car to do some zigzags, get some tyre warmth up, and hopefully for a better restart.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate, but Warren Brown's Tools, our round sponsor as well. Good to see them sponsoring our round. So thanks to those guys for sponsoring all the people out there. So thank you to that. So Corey McFarlane just has a bit of a blink off our screen there for a sec. But as we just do another lap, I think we're going for another lap. Yeah, going for another lap on the safety car just to get everyone all figured out and get their cars fixed.
Definitely expect to see safety car in this lap.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Cowley and I had a bit of a bet yesterday, Brendo. Just not a bet, but a bit of a competition kind of thing.
A bit of banter.
Yeah, a bit of banter. How many safety cars do you reckon we get tonight?
Oh, I would say maybe 2 per race, being generous.
Yep.
I think now that the first lap nerves is out of the way, and I think we're going to have the single file restart. Guys have had a chance to get their tyres warm. I think we'll be a bit more clean here. It'll just be an unfortunate incident later on in the race. I think one guy takes it a bit too hot. We might see a second safety car. I certainly don't think we're going to see a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Cow and I said he said 2 and I said 3, and he won the bet. So Cow's probably listening to this. Yeah, well done, mate, for that. better than I am, but at projecting things. So we just see our promo department safety car coming in.
So speeding away from the pack there gives Corey McFarlane control of the field.
Yeah. So he's just going to control the field. I thought Corey McFarlane would have had a livery all wrapped on this car tonight. He's normally got his normal livery on, but I think he's going to go pretty early here. He might get an early jump, so wait for him. Yep, and he's gone. Look at the gap he's got. That's about 2 seconds almost. Awesome gap by him.
Certainly timed that jump to perfection. He's given himself a good lead coming out of that final apex as they come down into the first chicane. In on cold tyres, we see one of the drivers in the background there.
Stephen.
Looks like Stephen overshooting it. And that was pretty poor, really.
Yeah.
Poor rejoin, and it's resulted in some contact. He has ended up being the biggest loser in all of that, though.
Yeah, definitely. Bit of contact there with Andrew Cow in there, so he's not going to be really liking it from both ends. So Cow's just going to have a bit of damage now. Lucky there's not too many straights. They've just has a bit of a lock-up. Was it?
I think we called it as Stephen. It was Dean.
Oh, was it? Oh, my bad.
Yep.
Sorry about that. Poor Stephen's going to be like, oi!
I don't remember crashing. When did that happen?
Yeah. I'll get a message later. But, Dave just, I thought he was going for a huge lunge there, but...
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go for a dive there, but he tucks in behind. A bit of self-control there, as we see another car up in the background and a bit of contact on the way through as well. Who was that? Tyler Sheaf. There's a few too many blue cars in this field for my liking.
I know.
Quite hard to tell them apart.
There needs to be some... Oh! Corey's gone! That's Corey! It is! No,
it wasn't Corey.
No, that was, who was that?
Daniel? Looked like Daniel was going back down the timing screen. Daniel Fritz? Not quite sure where he was running. Mid-pack,
Daniel Fritz, yeah.
Look, I would assume he was running mid-pack, maybe 4th or 5th. I didn't quite see where he was there, but just got a little bit too hot. Coming out of the final corner, and he's found himself around.
Look at that move. Awesome move.
On the outside, great pass there from the 99 car, the Juiced Racing entry. And he's lining up the next one as well. Gets a little bit squirrely under the brakes there. He's certainly looking to get past Wayne Edwards quickly, lining him up into every corner, trying to find that space.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. So he's going to try and get the run down on the straight. This is where the passing opportunity is good. So he's going to tuck back in. Yeah, he tucks back in. Someone's just went wide. He's going to get the opportunity. Awesome pass by Ray Oliver. So he's now just going to move up in the field because I think he had a bit of a stall in the start, if I'm corrected. I think, yeah, it was a stall. So he just didn't move much. But, yeah, it's good he's moving up through the field now as we're on board with Michael there. And Dave's just tucked right on the back of him now. Dave's been doing pretty well in our championship so far. He did all right in the Bathurst. So he'll be pretty keen just to sit on a podium. But, yeah.
Yeah, so we see already drivers starting to space themselves out now, and they're a bit more controlled racing. Certainly some overtakes coming here. You see Ray there getting that good pressure pass, just forcing the mistake from the car in front. And I think that's what we're going to see a lot of. There's not so much incidents, just, you know, high pressure moments like that, guys trying to get right down to the deepest braking points and not quite always executing it perfectly. That's where the biggest opportunities, I think, are going to be found. We see Ray already lining up his next victim. That'll be Brad Mays. Position there, gets a good exit off the sweeper, and who was that behind Jack there?
Yeah, that was Jack.
Not quite getting it right.
Yeah, as Jack just goes off the road there, but I think you're totally right about that. As he's just catching up to Brad here. I wouldn't want to be in Ray Oliver's way right now. He's probably just trying to get through the field and try and get up to the guys up the front. As Jack's just going to come back onto the thing.
Look like one of the Sinkovich cars there, running the second to last corner wide again. Meanwhile, Corey McFarlane up the front just smashing out 12-second lap times. The only guy in the field on race trim to be doing 12s. Certainly seeing a few off tracks popping up on the timing screen, these guys using all the curves. Some of them running wide, I think most of them just getting up the curves. We see a huge dive on the inside from Ray. That was full commitment. I think there was a little bit of contact there as well, but did very well.
Oh, look at that move. What a great move from Ray Oliver. Oh, Brad's had a move. He's had a wiggle.
That was a net. That was either a net com or a wiggle.
Oh, I don't know. Oh, Brad just goes wide again. Brad just went around. He just had another wiggle.
Yeah, trying to regain his composure. We see there that was David losing the back end as well, coming out of the corner. Certainly common, you know, these guys just struggling to get their downforce on the corner exits at the moment.
Yeah, I think they've got tyre temp, but I think it's actually downforce. I don't think they've actually got much grip, downforce wise. As we all know, there's a difference between aero and downforce and mechanical grip. So it just seems like they don't have much downforce through the corners, but yeah, it looks like they got the mechanical grip. As we see Ray Oliver, like on the last corner, he just went on the outside, like just smashed out Brad and went, "See you, mate," and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not uncommon in these cars to light up the rear wheels either, but you know, you'd expect these guys to be pretty smooth on the throttle, and it's not sort of a lot of the spins we're seeing aren't from, from what's the word, wheel spins. They do seem to be a lack of downforce in the rear wing.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think they might be running a different setup for tonight than we did in the last round. Which yeah, definitely they'll try and adjust mid-race, just to feel where the grip is and where the line is. See Nathan Allen just up the inside. Oh, bit of contact.
Yeah, they're getting away with that. He's certainly made some fun corner there. Dispatched his opponent off into the sand. What's that? The exit of turn 1? Yeah, exit of turn 1 there.
Yeah, turn 2. So it looks like.
Oh, he's up there. He's entitled to the corner.
Looks like Tyler Sheaf's just came back down. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, looking at the replay, he certainly had the move made. He was certainly up on the side of the car.
Yeah. I think race control might be scratching their heads there. Sick. Yeah, just getting to the edge of the track there. Awesome shot there. But yeah, I think he was up, but I think Tyler Sheaf just came down. You just see Cowie.
Yeah, running wide again.
Just using all the track Cowie things,
Yeah, he's certainly trying to find every last inch of speed, and I mean, it seems like the common trend is to keep off the ripple strips. So if you can use a bit of pit entry to keep the grip on, by all means go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
Brad's here, take a bit of a bump on the inside curb. The car just unsettles so quickly when you hit those curbs the wrong way. He's made himself very vulnerable now to Jack behind him.
It looks like Brad's got a bit of a retro livery going on that thing too. It looks like the Allen's car, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, one of the on this.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah, oh, he's got around again.
Jack's just going to pass him up the inside. Right, I think that's... No, that's not Ray. Too many blue cars.
Where are we? Jack, that'd be Wayne Edwards. 117 car?
Yep. Jack and... Jake Edwards and Wayne Edwards related, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure.
Because, yeah, we're commentating Jake Edwards last night, so... After... all the people, maybe someone in the Facebook can let us know about that. So, talking about Facebook, hi to everyone that's watching, welcome. So, in Facebook land and YouTube land and everywhere else, we stream on this. Most platforms we're on here now. But yeah, let us know if anyone's watching that know. Let me know. So I'm curious.
Well, we certainly know that Wayne's the talented one anyway.
Oh.
We see Dean Sinkovich there, getting it all wrong, coming through the last corner, cutting the inside. He's going to get overtaken by his brother there. Oh, no. Some driving from the Sinkovich boys.
Right, pass me, mate. Yeah.
Love to see it.
Yeah, as Dean just lets him go, going, yeah, righto, mate. I've had me fun. Oh, Michael just going up the inside. I think that was actually.
So that'd be lap traffic, I believe.
No, it's not.
Possibly, no. Oh no, it's for the battle for second place.
Yeah, looks like Michael just got him on the outside. Great move. Normally the inside line works there.
Yeah, but certainly the lap traffic to contend with in front now. Both the Sinkovich boys are going to be going a lap down. They slide over and let them pass.
I think that was Dean off, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I think they were just letting the quick guys through, to be fair.
Yeah. It's always a smart idea just to get out of their way, don't interrupt their racing. But a great battle there with those two boys.
So we see Ray Oliver again all over the back of Timothy, looking to make a move, lines them up outside, fakes inside.
Oh,
no, has to tuck in behind.
He had a front lock up there. I think he must have thought, I'm not going to stop this thing.
Certainly seems like Ray's got the best control of the car so far. He's certainly getting moves done.
Besides Corey McFarlane, but yeah, on the dirt.
Bit of an uneventful race for Corey when you're up there setting lap times as quick as he is.
He's almost like Matthew Jones, isn't he? Matty Jones.
Oh yeah, I think he's only 1/10 off his qualifying pace, so he's flying at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely got pace, old Corey. He's not old at all, but yeah, he just seems like he just knows what he's doing in most of these cars. He jumps in, very cool, calm, collected kind of guy. We talked to him and he's like, oh yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, and I mean the even better thing for him too is, you know, you got Michael and David fighting for second and third, you know, back 5 seconds back up the track, 6 seconds back up the track. So whilst they're battling, he's got a clean run just to go and set blistering lap times. So he's pretty much home and hose if he can bring it home clean.
Yeah, and you talk about these battles and just sitting with Ray Oliver, it looked like he was going to make a cheeky dive there. He's going to go on the outside. He might get the move done. No.
Chris Cross, not quite. Can't quite get the overlay. He's certainly being held up though at the moment. You can see it. He's trying to get this pass made quickly. Give himself some space to open up.
Yeah. Awesome run out of the corner by Dave. Not Dave, Ray. So he's going to cover up the inside. Is he going to get him? No. Timothy's going to stay on the outside. Oh, Timothy's up the inside now. Now they're side by side up to turn 2. Who's going to get him on the... Is Ray going to get him? No. Oh, bit of contact. Bit of side contact there. Yeah.
That's great driving by both of them. And Ray, you know,
awesome.
On the outside. That's amazing racing, really, to go through the chicane too wide like that, hang on to it, and then still get the path around the outside. It's an incredible piece of driving from both of them. Yeah,
Timothy didn't want to let him go, but it just looks like Ray just got him there. But yeah, just awesome battling there. It's what we love to see. Dave and Michael look like they're pulled out a bit of a gap now, so Ray's going to try and pull in Dave now.
Yeah, 11 seconds back to David, so with only 3 laps to go, I think that one's in the too hard basket, but certainly a few battles coming out through the field, and Ray Oliver, I think the big move, well, actually, no, to be fair, he started 4th, he stayed in 4th, so
yeah,
a little bit of bad fortune at the start, he got back up to where he was. No real big movers this race. Brad Mays is up 4, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it just looks like everyone's kind of doing their own little thing, but yeah, Ray's probably thinking, oh, well, if I finish where I started, I'm all good, so, but, yeah.
Be interesting to see if we get a clean start in the second sprint race, you know, how Ray can perform when he's got those other 3 guys right in front of him. He's certainly, you know, he can make the moves, so it'd be very interesting to see him actually, you know, up with some guys that are going to compete with him in lap time.
Yes, we just see Brad Wall going around, and I think he's actually got a rose on the side of it. I think it's a... Oh, it's a cone slayer. Oh, so as we just got information, it's actually a huge eye on the side of it. So it's got teeth on the front of it, and it's got eyes on the side of it. Yeah, right. Oh, okay, and I see the cones in there. Right, okay, that's mint.
Yeah, no, that car's best from a wide shot, I think. It's a bit intimidating up close.
You wouldn't want to see that in your mirror, would you?
No, certainly not.
It's going to take off your back wing.
Although I did notice one of the cars had some caution tape across the back of it, which was
I did see that.
always a fitting kind of banner there, and the cautions. Oh, there it is there on screen now. Wayne Edwards' car.
Yeah, it's quite funny. There it is. Caution.
Early breaker.
Early breaker. That's awesome. It was quite funny. I was racing in a New Zealand league, and so many of them put funny jokes on the back of it, like I'm a slow driver and stuff. Oh, Chief off the road there, just letting them go.
Yeah, it must be a Kiwi thing, because I know a few of my liveries that I've got stashed away have little funny jokes on them as well.
Yeah,
the good old classic, if you can read this, you're losing to a lady.
Yeah. Yeah, it's there's some funny jokes I've read on the back, like if you're behind me, you're not good, or yeah, there's been some funny ones I've passed, and you have a bit of a chuckle, so it's always must be a Kiwi thing. Just sounds like a Kiwi thing, but
yeah, I certainly know there's a very well raced livery in the dirt street stocks, and it's a bright yellow and black kind of warning rookie driver livery, and I think it's in the Legends car as well.
Yeah,
and it's always a chuckle when you see one of them on the grid.
Yeah, it is, and it's funny to see them on the grid. I'd love to see a whole grid with people putting funny stuff on the back. We'll have to try and organise that, Brendo, and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely. So Corey will be coming around now to start the final lap of the race. So you see Daniel Fritz on screen there, just trying to close that gap up to Andrew Cowie. Cowie's certain. Oh, that's Corey on the checker now.
Oh, yep. So there's our winner. Race 1 of 2 races. Corey McFarlane ran at home. Then Michael coming in P2. Then I think that's Dave coming behind him. That was a good little race.
Yeah, great recovery drive there from Ray, I think, to get back up into 4th. Certainly, probably one of the more, the big mover and shaker, I think, there. But to get back to his original position, we saw some great passing from him throughout the race. And, yeah, pretty textbook stuff there for Corey up the front.
Yeah, it is. It's very textbook. And I'll tell you what, it feels like we haven't commentated together for a while now, Brendo, but it was only last week. But, like, going from the GT3, like what we saw, to this, it's so much more relaxing. My voice, I can actually breathe. It's nice. It's lovely. But yeah, it's good to see these things go around at Winton. Small little track, small little cars, and yeah, it was a good little race. So it's always good to have a race that, doesn't have much action, but seriously, some of these guys actually hope there's not much action. They can just drive along and have a bit of fun with all the guys around them. Because at the end of the day, they're just all buddies. They're all in one big chat, having a chat and chewing the fat. So as we go to a 5-minute warm up.
Yeah, I mean, you always want the exciting action to be with passing, not so much the incidents. And I mean, from a commentary point of view, and a broadcast point of view, you like a little bit of both. It's always good to see people get it wrong, and it's always good to see, some really good driving. But and these kind of cars really promote that too. I think you can get some really good passing and some really good racing, as we've seen. And in a track like Winton, it does encourage the odd little mishap as well. So
yeah, it does.
5-minute warm up now for these guys, a little intermission between the first race and the feature.
Well, we talk about action racing and all of it, and I'm not looking forward to my voice. My voice is probably going to be gone at the end of the night, but we got Porsche Cups after this, the 992, so that'll be interesting. See what those things are going to be like, because as we know, the Cup cars like to be nice and close and rubs and doors.
Yeah, mine likes to rub against the wall more often than not. I don't really. It's the one car that I've tried so hard to get my head around, and I just can't do it. So I really have mad respect for those guys, that show up week in, week out, and can really run those things, to just unbelievable quick pace. It's incredible how those guys drive those cars around.
Yeah, definitely a lot of them have the pace, and as we just wait for here, but yeah, it was quite funny. My teammates actually started to learn how to drive the Cup car, and it was quite funny because it almost drives like a supercar in a way. So it was a bit weird going from a car that has no downforce to a car that's got downforce, but it drives the same, but you got to drive it with the back wheels. Like, it's really weird to explain. But yeah, I think it'll be action packed for the little Cup cars. A good set of little cars, and yeah, definitely one of my favourites to watch and commentate and race at the same time too. Not at the same time, but I wish I could. But yeah, be good to see them on track.
Yeah, and at Phillip Island too, which is going to be a track I think very well suited to those cars. You talk about the comparisons to supercars, and obviously Phillip Island is like the ideal track for supercars, really. Supercars and motorbikes, of course. But the Porsches there, it's really going to let them sort of show off all their talents and abilities. There's some low speed corners, some fast big sweepers, and compared to Winton, quite a big track. We're going to see some more spread out and some more fast paced racing.
Yeah, definitely. And you talk about Phillip Island, and it's one of these tracks where it's like, if you can get the power down, the earliest, you're going to gain a lot out of it. And we talk about driving styles, from Winton, it's just softly on the throttle, don't mash the throttle, you just got to be nice and gentle with it. But with the with Phillip Island, it's almost the opposite. You really want to smash it and get the power down, but you don't want to cook the tyres in the Cup car either.
Yeah, and I mean the good thing about Phillip Island as a racetrack too, of course, is there's more than one way to get around quickly. You know, there's half a dozen different lines through turn one,
Yeah.
and a few different lines coming into the hairpin and on the exit there. So, you know, it really lets different driving styles shine, and I think it's going to be some great racing there tonight in the Porsches.
Yeah, and we had the TCRs there last night, and there was some banging doors. And you think about TCRs, and they do bang doors, but we all know the Cup cars are just another level from that. They're just sitting under the Supercars with, you know, putting your door up and just, you know, giving the guy next to you a bit of a rub and having a bit of fun. And but yeah, Phillip Island's one of these tracks where it's turn one. If you don't get it right, turn one and turn two for the first lap, if you don't have some tyre temperature, oh, you're in a world of pain. But yeah, we could watch them go around. So as we got a minute to go for our little warm up, so these guys will just figure out, go and go to the toilet, go to the bathroom, you know, do the other things, get a zesty drink, as I'm going to call it.
Yeah, only a couple of cars on track. It's sort of one of those things. 5 minutes isn't really that long of a time. By the time you get out there and sort of do a out lap and whatnot, you sort of find the 5 minutes disappears quite quickly. So as we see Michael failing to navigate the pitting tree.
Yeah, just figuring out a new line as we see Dean Sinkovic just trying out the runway. It's very bumpy, we can see on camera. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just trying out a new line.
Just making sure his suspension settings are correct.
Yeah, mowing the grass as well, you know. Sinkovic boys need to take care of the track, you know. Need to pay some stuff for the for Winton. But as we grid up for race 2, this will be a 30-minute race with 26 laps. We'll probably get in 26 laps to be fair, but I think there might be a pit stop. So we'll figure out that as we go. So top 10 inverted as well, so this will make it even more interesting. So we are gridding up. So these are our contenders for the top 10 inverted. So we got Andrew Cowan, Brad Wall, Wade Edwards, Jake. I'm going to call him Jake or Jack just for now, but
I'm trying to think of South African. I'm trying to think of the South African rugby players. I'm sure it's like Jock or Jack or like, you know, like Jock. I'm sure it's a bit
Jock. Yeah,
we'll get in trouble for it tomorrow, but for now we'll just make do.
Yeah, as we do. And yeah, we've got Timothy, Ray Oliver, Dave Unger, and I think we've got someone else. Sorry, I'm just going to try
Michael, then Corey. That runs out your top 10. And then from 11 back, you've got Daniel Fritz, Nathan Allen, Dean Sinkovic, Tyler Sheath.
And as we've got the lights going up.
And Charlie.
And they're out. So our round 2 of the heat sprint races. And we got Cowie having a bit of a slide. It looked like Corey McFarlane on the outside. 3 wide. Oh, huge contact. There's about 3 cars off the road. 2 stuck in the corner. One of the Sinkovic boys is around in the SRW. Cowie's getting back on track. I think there might be a safety car. No, there's no safety car.
Might have sorted it all out. 3 wide definitely doesn't work into the chicane. Especially not on cold tyres. Pretty rough start from the 2 boys on the front row there, lighting up the tyres.
Someone's off. Someone's off again.
Someone's off in the background there as we ride on board with Dean Sinkovic sitting in 6th place. He did quite well off the start.
Oh,
Made
Jake was
quite a few positions.
Jack came off the road. Who else? I think that was someone else. Who else was that?
Bradley Mays going on.
Yeah, Bradley Mays went off the road. Bradley Wall's actually in P1. Yeah, he's in P1. So he's gained out of that. Corey McFarlane's in P3, if you don't mind. Michael's in P2. Someone went around again. Who's that? The tyre sheaf off the road.
Oh,
huge contact.
Cowie's been caught up in that as well.
Oh, I think that's Timothy too. Oh, that's
Timothy upside down. This will definitely be a safety car.
Oh, definitely. And as Bradley, I think that was Bradley. He had a bit of a spin too. Bradley Wall. He was in P1. He had a bit of a tyre smoking SR8. As you just see Cow going in the pits, he's a bit dreaded. But the safety car's out. It's actually kind of good if get a bit of fuel, fix your car up. The promo department safety car's going to come out, clean up the field, and go, righto, boys, let's give you a bit of smack on the wrist. Oh, I think our engine just blew. This is the incident. The cow, he just went straight in the back of Dave Unger there.
Bit of a brake check there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I think that car sitting on the outside there just kind of caught everybody's attention. They've all kind of checked up through the corner, and it's resulted in a bit of a pile up there.
Yeah, it's a bit weird seeing. So
That
Ray
Brad Wall sitting on the outside there, is it? Because I see he's.
he's just smashed brakes, and that's interesting.
That's Tyler Sheaf on the exit of the corner there.
Yeah, it is.
Doing the right thing by staying off the racing line, but everybody else has kind of just overreacted a little bit. And after the pit car shuffle, Daniel Fritz, the big winner and all that, ending up.
Look at that.
In first. That's an incredible bit of air there, considering the speed he was going too.
It's almost like he was in a shopping cart, how slow he's going. But
So Dean Sinkovich finds himself in second place, Brad Wall in third, Steven Sinkovich in fourth. So all those guys that started up the back of the pack, out of the top 10 inversion, have suddenly found themselves the top 4 on the grid.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Like all these fast guys
done quite well.
Yeah, all these fast guys are just coming through. One. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, yep. Yeah, they definitely know what they're doing, these fast guys. You see Tyson McAvoy on screen there, just driving around with the safety car. That sexy photo of him, if I can call him that, on screen there, and he's Nissan Nismo? I think that's Nismo,
Nismo, yeah.
Seems like a lot of people are doing that. My teammate actually just got a photo up of him in his race suit, and he's nicknamed Top Gun now, Maverick. So yeah.
Yeah, Maverick, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so Shivy in the background said that was his nickname he called him, and I think it's one of the best we've had for a while. We've been doing a couple of nicknames, Scotty and I, and Shivy. So yeah, I don't know what we'll call him, because he's actually got the same sunnies on as Maverick, so that's pretty funny. So yeah, maybe Tyson's copying Maverick now. But as he's controlling the field, well done to Tyson. Thanks for all the race stewards doing all their things. Wouldn't have a clue what they're doing, but all their things they're doing. So well done to those guys. Doing the safety car and all that.
Dean and Brad there have found their way into the pit lane.
They did.
So giving up their track position there, but perhaps a little bit of damage.
It doesn't look like they're
maybe, or are they taking the early pit? Because I would think with only a 30-lap race, if they have to pit, they could just about get away with doing it now.
Yeah, I don't know. If you only need a lap or two, yeah, it'd be a good idea. But they've got to catch back up to the field, so you can almost burn all that fuel off.
I mean, I don't know specifically for this track, but I know that these things aren't really that thirsty on fuel, so it's not not outside the realm of possibility to do 30 laps on a tank in these cars.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Unless, race control have set a fuel cap on them, of course.
Yeah. It's
there is a cap.
There is a cap.
We're just getting chippy there to find out what the cap is for us.
I think it's like 40% cap on fuel. 25%.
Yeah, that kind of level could certainly make it interesting in regards to fuel. Sort of anything more than that, I think you'd definitely get home 30 laps on that kind of fuel. They don't burn a lot.
No, they don't.
Which is unusual for a 3-litre V8, but
yeah, it is weird, hearing a V8 that doesn't burn through fuel like it's drinking it. It's a bit weird to hear, but something different. So Daniel Fritz just was in P1, sitting behind Tyson McAvoy in the safety car. So he's got a box as well. Yeah, right.
So very interesting.
Yeah, he had a pit stop. Bradley Wall had a pit stop. As Daniel Fritz pits, which I don't know. He's just lost track. He's lost a lot of time and track position from that. So
Yeah, you think you'd keep the track position and kind of hedge your bets. I know we didn't have another safety car in the first race, but yeah, another lap on the safety car. Surely this time we'll get them going. Excuse me, going green.
Yeah, it's yeah, bit weird from Daniel Fritz. Maybe he's trying something else in the whiskey car.
And it has got Corey McFarlane back at the front of the field now.
Shocker, huh? But
Oh, well, it is really when you think about it. All the top
is.
guys have just gone. You know, they've given up their track position and they've gone into the pits. So
Well, it's quite good to see Tyler Sheaf in P2 as well. So he had a bit of a spin and he's in P2 again.
yeah, he's done quite well out of the cars finding their way through the pit lanes. So
Yeah.
yet to pit is Tyler Sheaf, but Corey's also been through the lanes, so you know he's done quite well there out of you know, pitting and finding his way back to the front. I think so far Tyler Sheaf and Jack there in third, the only two cars yet to have pit. So everybody else has transited through the lane, and we've got a fairly accurate running order, I suppose you could say. Tyson there going into the pit lane now in the safety car. So Corey with control of the field as we come around the last corner. He's left it a bit later this time.
Yeah, it's Tyler Sheaf's just...
One more corner to go. Whoops. But still leaving it quite late compared to the first race. There's big contact with the back. There's in a big spin.
Who's that in the background?
Looks like Nathan and Ray Oliver.
Oh no. It's not what Ray wanted, especially sitting in P6 and P7. It's a huge lock-up in the turn corner. The first corner, Bradley Walls had a bit of a lock-up. Tyler Sheaf's in P2, like we said. Just hanging on in the back of Corey here, keep the slipstream.
And it looks like for the most part the field got through, so they're going to continue racing. So a bit of ground to make up there for Ray and Nathan.
Yeah, it's not what they wanted, especially as Ray Oliver went from further down the field, then finished P4 in the first race. Is up the inside. Michael's up the inside. Now he's going to be on the outside. Now he's going to be back up in the inside. So if he holds it, he might have the move. Yep, he's still there. He's going to make the move. Stick. Yeah, awesome move by Michael there. So he's going to go and catch Tyler Sheaf now. Right on the back of him. Too many blue cars.
Too many blue cars. Give himself a couple of corners just to line up Tyler, make a clean pass. We see another guy just running wide in the background there. Dave Unger trying to get the most out of the racetrack and finding himself in the dirt. Manages to regather it though, nothing too serious. So Michael here coming down the home straight, no doubt looking to make this move into turn one.
Yeah, he'll get the move done in turn two, I reckon. Tyler Sheaf on the outside, he's going to go up the inside, he's going to make the dive. Yep, there it is. Awesome move by Michael there. Someone else is going to go up the inside. Oh, bit of contact. Tyler Sheaf off the road.
Yeah, Jack's tried to follow him through and he hasn't quite got up there quick enough. So giving him a bit of a bump in the mid-corner as we see Brad Wall there sitting in fourth place.
Did you see Gary on the background there? He had a slide coming out of turn two up the inside with the Buzz Lightyear suit there, I just noticed. On the outside with Bradley Wall. He's just had a slide in mid-corner. Carries on the back of him
on the outside.
Yeah, on the outside.
So a good little battle pack forming here between, third and fifth here.
Yeah.
Jack through, Brad's trying to make a move in the middle, and Cowie is just waiting to capitalise. So great racing from these three.
Yeah, Cowie's just going to be happy sitting there going, right, like warming his hands up, going, yep, this should be an interesting battle. It is another battle pack for people. P10. For P10. So this will probably form into a big battle pack with, they'll probably catch Ray or Oliver with, lock up there on the inside. I don't know who that could be. I think
Tyler Sheaf there on the inside goes around again.
Tyler Sheaf's just not having the best luck tonight, is he? He's
yeah, we talked about at the top of the broadcast him being slightly newer to this. I think one of the feedback perhaps is just to sort of be a bit less nervous. Excuse me, a bit less nervous around the other cars. You sort of see when guys start getting close to him, he sort of gets a bit under pressure. We see a lock up there from Jack on screen. You sort of that anticipation of the faster guys you sort of just need to run your race and let them do the hard work. At the end of the day, if they hit you, they're the ones that's going to get a penalty. You know, you don't want to give them free positions. And it's just
Yep.
one of those things that come with time.
And that's it. You don't want to give it up too easily. But yeah, Tyler Sheaf, like you said, pretty new to it, and yeah, just learning how to drive him as we're on with Bradley Wall. As you can see, the Buzz Lightyear uniform there. So congratulations for that uniform. That looks absolutely stunning. And
Fourth place is Infinity is beyond the tyre wall.
that's actually really good. So Infinity Beyond in P4. Then we got Cowie in P5. So he'll just be sitting there waiting for something to happen with the boys. Oh, bit of a slide with Bradley Wall. Infinity and Beyond.
Yeah.
Cowie up the inside.
He's found the Beyond, and then Cowie's found the position.
Yeah. Oh, he's not gonna like us after this, Brendo. But
we're gonna ride that joke the rest of the broadcast. It's
as Cowie's made up a position in P4, well under Cowie. Yeah, like I said at the start of the broadcast, he was still trying to find his way around the track, but it looks like he's got it now. Car looks very settled. Here's an on-board shot with him. But yeah, he looks very comfortable with the car, using all the track.
So it's only a couple of seconds back on Jack there. Obviously got a little bit caught up trying to get past Brad there with the off track. Corey and Michael though certainly pulled away 5 seconds ahead from Jack as Michael, and then a further 5.5 seconds up to Corey. So those two have really found their rhythm, as we see one of the other blue cars get a bit loose in the background again. I think that was the 117 Wayne Edwards coming off the last corner.
Yeah, it just Corey's just been another level tonight. He's just got out to the front, and I think with Corey, it's just he gets up front, drives away, and that's it. You know, he's almost a Scotty McLaughlin in the IndyCars right now. But yeah, he's Timothy's in P12. I think he got caught up in a couple of incidents.
Yeah, he was the one that ended up upside down there, the upside down shopping trolley. But pretty good drive from him, I think. You know, in the recovery, really. He is a lap down, but you know, making his way back through the field, finding some positions.
Yeah, so he's just behind Bradley Wall, a lap down. So he wouldn't be too happy, as Bradley Wall's just using a little bit of track end more. But yeah, he wouldn't be too happy with himself. But that's racing, can't do anything about it. So he just finish up the race. So yeah, he's just sitting behind Bradley Wall, looking at his monster car. But so far we're almost halfway through the race.
Yeah, coming up to the halfway point, and drivers have sort of found their track position. Now there's a couple of little battle packs sitting around, but nothing too aggressive there. Drivers just trying to keep their rhythm going through. Obviously we may still need to look at some second pit stops further on down the line with that 25% fuel cap. As we sort of mentioned, these things don't tend to be too thirsty, so they might be alright to find it home.
Yeah, well, we had about 3 laps under safety car, so I wonder if that's them good to the end. As Timothy's just poked the car up on the inside, now he's going to be on the outside, trying to make the move done. Yeah, and look at that, easy move by Timothy.
Just had a thing come through from race control, drive through for someone.
Oh no, you're not going to believe it. Corey has dropped out of the server.
Oh no.
Corey McFarlane is out of the race. He's had internet issues. No way. Oh, gutted. He's out of the race. Oh my god. So, Jack's leading the race. No, Michael.
No, Michael's leading the race. Just some updates coming through from race control. Drive-through penalty for 54 car. That's David Unger for contact. Lap 1 incident. So that's found himself back down in 14th now. He's 2 laps behind. Drive-through for 99 hitting the 2 car under the yellow flag. And no further action between 8 and 121 lap 7 racing incident. So a couple of penalties. Drive-through penalties being dished out there from the race control. The drivers will be, I think most of them have served them. David certainly served his. The 99 car of Ray Oliver with a drive-through penalty as well. We
So you
see
see-
Brad Wall there getting contact with, was that Timothy? No.
No, who is?
Oh, it was Timothy. No, he's done it by himself after Timothy's got past him.
Yeah, he's just went around there. So I think, as you would say, Brendo, too much jandle. So
Yeah,
he's-
but too much jandle.
Yeah, too much jandle. So he's just on the brakes. Oh, back in the brakes, throttle. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just unsettled the car there. Too much jandle. Went around. Oh, another blue car. Oh, so another one joining him. Just in sympathy.
I mean, he did pretty well not to collect him, to be fair, but yeah. Certainly just a bit too much coming out of the corner, and it's looped right around on him. And that's the thing with these cars too, especially if you get into a into a power slide. Not the easiest things to drift around the corner because the downforce sort of suddenly kicks in again, and you end up just stuck on track like Brad found himself there.
Yeah, I think the grip and the downforce kicked back in, so yeah, it's never fun. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Corey to drop out of the race too. Like, how's that?
Yeah, well, it certainly changed the landscape of the grid. You know, you look at Michael now up front; he's found himself with a almost 9-second lead over Jack and Cowie. You know, Dean Sinkovic's probably the big winner of the race so far, up 7 positions, finding himself running perfectly mid-pack and 6th behind Brad there. Obviously, Brad having a little bit of consistency issues at the moment, so Dean can capitalise on them if he can get close enough. He's only, 2 seconds behind currently. But as we go through the field, you know, there's been a fair bit of moving and shaking, but certainly with you know, the leader gone, my mind just went blank. with the leader gone there, it's given some of these other guys an opportunity to fight up for a podium.
Yeah, and talking about winners here, what about Cowie? P3. Oh, as we see Dean Sinkovic going around, one of the brothers.
That's a commentator's curse if ever there was one.
Yeah,
I was just
I know,
him
right?
up, and he goes and puts it straight into the sand.
Must be you and Brendo, because we just curse everyone. It must be just me, because I've cursed Tyson, I've cursed so many people, and they've all hated me for it. So yeah, send all your messages my way, guys. Connor Nixon on Facebook. But it's a bit of a slide with Dean there. But yeah, Cowie's a bit of a winner out of this too. So P3. As Ray Oliver just goes up the inside. Easy move. I think it might have been a back marker there, because definitely not Tyler Sheath there. So Ray Oliver's on the back of Dean now, only 5/10 away from him. So he'll really want to claw him in here. One of the juice cars. He's their main sponsor. It's what they've just been called now, but they're Frog Leap Racing.
Yeah, and once he gets past Dean, it's a fairly few big gaps throughout the next 6 cars up to the lead. So, you know, it's going to be quite a bit of work from Ray here in the last 10 laps to try and close some of those gaps and make those passes stick. As we see him take up the inside. No, it has a look, but side's better. Slots him behind again. Trying to look, it's the only real battle we've got on track at the moment. As I say, there's some pretty big gaps around the field. But we've already seen in that little first race that Ray certainly knows how to get passes done around here. You see Dean just use a bit too much curb, unsettles the car, but regathers it nicely. Ray's just waiting for his moment to shine there, and right behind him, it's not Tyler Sheath behind him.
Yeah, I'm just looking at race.
99 car, Corey McFarlane behind him? No, not Corey McFarlane, Dave, no. What car's behind him? I can't quite see that.
So Tyler.
There we go, Brad Mays. There we go. I was trying to read the number. It's a bit difficult to read.
Too many SU drinks, mate.
Definitely for sure.
But,
I mean, no, just tap water, please.
Yeah, just water. Just a bit of lemon in it.
Yeah, that's the one.
There's Nathan just goes up the inside. Awesome move there. But I tell you what, some of the people have been doing really well. We talked about Ray Oliver for a second. Hey, he's kind of just been like good quality and everything, and he dropped back, then just went all the way back up. Like, definitely deserves the name Frog Leap Racing because he just frog leaps his way back up the field.
Yeah, I mean, driver of the day, in my opinion, really just,
Yeah.
whilst he hasn't had the podium, so to speak, but just the consistency and driving quality, certainly deserving of some sort of award there.
Yeah, definitely. He's definitely. Sometimes it's better to get to the driver of the day because yeah, he's definitely shown us he definitely got pace in the car. So
Yeah.
Michael's just leading the race by 4 seconds, so maybe he's had a bit of an incident.
Yeah, he's certainly lost a bit of time there. He's lost about 3.5 seconds, so whether he's just decided to go easy on them or wants a bit of excitement, we're not quite sure, but that gap is definitely closing. Sort of settled around 4.5 seconds. As Jack's kind of pulling away from Cowie a bit now too. He's extended that out to about 1.5 seconds. Moved up the inside there.
I reckon something's wrong with his car because he's just plotting around.
Yeah, he's certainly dropping off the pace. I wonder if he's run out of fuel even, needs to fuel up because he's just lost another couple of seconds there.
Yeah, maybe fuel saving from Michael here. So just running on board now. Just see if we can hear him fuel save for a second. Yeah, definitely fuel saving. You can hear him. So yeah, he's fuel saving, which I don't know. It's going to help him. Would you rather just pit and because you're losing time if you need to stop. You're losing time from fuel saving. One of the cars comes out on track. Dean Sinker.
Yeah, and he's probably also losing time as well, getting caught up in the back markers. But
yeah,
I think at this stage of the race, I mean, obviously fuel saving at any stage is a good move, but probably a little bit too early to be worrying about it. You could be better off just running not a slow pace, but maybe pull a second a lap down on what he's running, and just keep a good pace, and then worry about fuel saving a bit more aggressively towards the end. He's still got 8 laps remaining, so plenty of time to fuel save there. As we see Jack on screen there, that gap now down to just 1 second, so he's getting right on his back end there for position.
Yeah, as we the other one is Cowie. He's only a second behind Jack as well. So yeah, so Cowie's pulling him in slowly. Like they kind of look like they're at the same position. So Cowie's definitely got pace in the car too. So Dean Sinkovich is just sitting behind him. A lot of blue cars, like we've been saying all night. But yeah, you boys need to get rid of the blue and put some purple, maybe. Just to help Brendo and I out, because obviously you drive the purple.
But not all he is purple. Just one. One purple, one yellow.
Yeah. Yeah,
get a green car on the grid as well. Just make it nice and easy for him.
Fluoro yellow would be good. So yeah, see Dean Sinkovich just pull out and then pull back in to gap Cowie and Jack there. Had a mind blank as well.
If the leaders pass, you'll let Jack go through the next corner. So Cowie go through the next corner. Sorry, so you'll keep the 3 leaders together. Certainly been interesting though, as we talk about Michael there just dropping effectively an 8-second lead in the space of a couple of laps. So either very aggressive fuel saving or something's not quite as it seems with his car. Yeah,
well, you talk about something might be not right. There was actually a car in the F3s, I think it was, and someone's throttle pedal actually broke in the race. So that was interesting to watch, and won't name the supplier of pedals, but his throttle spring broke as Cowie goes into the pit lane.
I can confirm I've had that happen to me on my original cheap sim racing rig, again of unknown brand. and it was a mission to fix that thing. The little cog wheel that sits behind the pedal that detects its position just completely got out of sync, and I got told to try and program dead spots into it and all this, but nothing worked. It really was a complete pull apart and rebuild. It's not a nice job, and it's unfortunate when your gear fails on you like that, because it kind of put me out of racing for a few weeks, to be honest. It took that long to fix and get right and recalibrate, so it's certainly one of those things that you don't sort of wish upon anybody, because it's not a nice job.
Yeah, that's for sure. And if you need any gear, we got Racecraft and Toyo Sim, so they'll definitely fix you up for all your needs. John Lee from Racecraft, and obviously Toyo Sim with their chemists' wheelbase, their direct drive. So definitely go and talk to those guys over there, and all the men and women that are working for those guys are, yeah, definitely. So we just see Jack going in the pits, but definitely if you need some gear, go and check them out, and yeah, they'll sort you out.
Yep, none of it faulty from them either, only the best quality.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, all my gear's from Racecraft, so yeah, thanks to John for all that. So I think Michael might be trying to stay out for this whole race.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way as we see the other two front runners head into the pits as well, going for that fuel, and I don't think they'll go for tyres. It's probably a bit too much of a time waster unless they sort of can time their tyres to be with the fuel, maybe perhaps get one side of the car. But yeah, Michael definitely looks to be fuel saving. He's not sort of going blindingly quick around the track, just sort of looks to be cruising. And I'll tell you who's done quite well out of that is Ray Oliver. He finds himself up now into second position. We see him on screen there. So if he is intending to run to the finish, he's going to come home with a fairly safe podium, I would think. Albeit that he is 22 seconds currently behind our leader, Michael Pelager. And
Yeah.
Brad Wall find himself back up into third as well, so he's had quite a good race this time around as well.
Yeah, and I think Michael might be able to make it because, you know, obviously those guys are pitted. You know, he could just cruise around and fuel save if he knows he doesn't need a pit.
Yeah, well, he's definitely got quite a long gap there to burn up over the next, 4 laps, so he can use that to his advantage and get home quite safely. Cowie there down fighting 4th position with Jack again, certainly trying to poke a nose up through. And then right on the back of Brad Wall as well as Ray Oliver goes into the pit lane. We just talked about him questioning if he had enough fuel to get to the finish, and obviously the answer to that is no. So yeah. Brad Wall finds himself in second, and suddenly we have a 3-car battle pack for second place. Yeah,
well, we got Bradley Wall up the front, the cork and the bottle, as Scotty Rankin says, the rattle gun. So talking about Scotty Rankin while we're here, he's the Mute now, so that's his new nickname. But Bradley Wall and Jack, we'll really need to get his name and figure that out. So let us know, Jack. But he'll probably be in the booth anyway. So on the outside, Andrew Cowan, he probably definitely wants this podium here. Wants to talk to myself and Brendo. Oh, as we see Bradley Wall off the track.
Bradley Wall's got it all wrong off the exit there, and he's just given the podium away. Has he managed to regather it quick enough to sort of keep in contention? It doesn't look like it. He's dropped a couple of seconds down the timing screen.
He's just fuel saving. Oh, as we see Cowie up the inside. Oh, he's poked the nose, but he's backed out of it. He's going for another dive there.
Yeah, he's sticking with him. He's going to try and line him up. I don't think we'll see anything too aggressive up here at the chicane. Just trying to keep close as possible.
Line him up. It will line him up for turn 2. This is where the passing opportunity will be. He'll put it the nose up if you can. So he's backed out of it a little bit. So do they have enough? Michael's still going around as well, so he hasn't pitted. So he will definitely make it to the end. As we've got Jack off the track there. Cowie's going to go on the outside. He's going to stick it. Nah, he's going to back out of it.
He's going to try and give himself the inside line for the next couple of corners, but he just hasn't. Right, makes a dive. Oh, he's going to be on the. Gets it all loose on the exit. He's going to be on the wrong side of the track for the next couple of corners. But he's certainly showing his intent there as we see him sort of lose it onto the entry of the corner again.
Not Corey. Michael coming across the line in P1, so we're still going to get Jack and Cowie at the end of the race. So they're going to come up to the last section of the track. Unless Jack makes a mistake, Cowie's got him. But it looks like he's got this all wrapped out. Well done to these two. Awesome battle at the end. Have to have a chat with Jack about his name, figure it out, and well done to Cowie for a podium.
Yeah, so we did go time certain there in the end, which was a shame. I think, those next couple of laps could have been quite exciting. Cowie there certainly giving it everything, including the kitchen sink to try and find his way into second place, but just not quite making that pass stick there. even with Jack running wide off onto the dirt there in the middle of the track. So great racing from these guys tonight. Really, there's been some pretty intense battles and some pretty outstanding overtaking maneuvers as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to see Cow give it a all. I was talking to him the other night, and he said, "Man, he loves having battles, and he doesn't matter if he comes out last or first, but he loves those battles." And I think both of them really love the battle there. So it's good to see Cowie up the front. He, like you said, at the start of the race, he said, "Oh, I'm not too comfortable with the car," and looks like he's got it all wrapped up now.
Yeah, you don't mind coming second when you've had a really good race, eh? Obviously, you
Yeah.
know, first place is always the goal, but sometimes second is a good result when you've been racing as closely as these guys have been tonight. So, you know, props to those drivers for some great racing.
Yeah, 100%. So, well done to Michael for fuel saving that long. That was an awesome drive by him. So they're just going to park it in the pit lane. Thought they would get some photos, but they're like, "No, we're in the pits. Not today."
Yeah, so running down the grid, even with that last lap pit stop, Ray Oliver finds himself in 4th position. Coming home in 5th, Wayne Edwards. 6th, Brad Wall. 7th, Daniel Fritz. 8th, Dean Sinkovich. Great result from him, up 5 from the start. Tyler Sheaf, Nathan Allen, Timothy, Brad Mays, David, and Corey there with the DNF. So certainly an exciting race there in our feature for the Radicals tonight. And we'll just wait for the drivers to make their way into the green room, and we'll pull them in for interview shortly.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be good to speak to Michael and Jack and Cowie. It's good to see Cowie, like I said, in the podium, and Jack in P2. And I don't think Michael is expecting a P1 tonight.
No, probably not. Not the way that Corey was driving. He was certainly pulling away. So Michael ended up there doing the Corey, I suppose, and just having a bit of a time gap there to burn, and cruised it round to the finish. So
yeah, well on to Corey. So it was not Corey, but as Corey did very well in the first race, and as Michael got P1 in the second race. So Corey's going to be gutting and probably going to be screaming at Telstra or Optus or whoever he's with.
yeah, massive shout out to his internet provider.
Yeah,
I will say though, that's one thing I have noticed in my sim racing career is Australians have terrible Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Especially, so yeah, Steve, one of the SRW, probably one of the Sinkovich brothers, doing a huge burnout. It's almost like he's the Kiwi. But as Jack's jumped in the green room, so we'll just wait for the rest of them to jump in the green room. So I might actually just pull Cowie down. Oh. Oh, okay, right. Oh, okay. Yeah, so we're going to actually pull in Ray Oliver, who's our overall points. Third place for overall points. So we'll pull in Ray Oliver. So it'll be interesting to talk to him. Good result by him. Ray, mate, I think you've definitely deserved your name, Frog Leap Racing, because you just kept frog leaping everyone.
It definitely was rather interesting, that last one, I must admit. 3 trips down the pit lane and still end up where I ended up.
Yeah, definitely, man. We saw you putting around and like, look at this on the outside, or the inside, sorry. Too many blue cars Brendo and I have been talking about, but yeah, you had that mishap in race 1 with the stall. Then did you stall, or what happened there, man?
No, just a little bit too much revs. I've only really just picked up the Radical in the last few weeks again, so it was just a case of getting it right, and I just put too much revs on it when I released the clutch, and away you go. But you get that.
Yeah, 100%, man. Definitely picking up a new car's never easy, but I had a really good race, man. Any things that you could point out that were massive? But yeah, man, you just kept passing left, right, and center for people.
I was a little bit surprised that in the race 1 everything was around the outside, which was a real surprise, especially around here. But no, you get that. If you take it, you take it. You know what I mean? But yeah,
Yeah,
there's definitely some interesting stuff out there.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw a lot of passes on the outside, which were just remarkable, bro. You just got them on the outside and moved to the next one, then you're on the hunt.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. But I've got to really say a big shout out to Nathan because I sort of stuffed up that restart on the second one due to them checking up, coming out, and I misjudged it and nailed him. So these things happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, there was definitely some big commitment moves. I think we talked in the broadcast. You got the commentator's driver of the day. You've earned yourself a whole 0 championship points for that prize, but nonetheless, certainly, yeah, a committed drive and probably the most overtakes for the night as well. So well done on that one, man.
Yeah, cheers. It definitely wasn't intentional.
Yeah, it is what it is sometimes, though. You get caught up, and it's that ability to fight back, and it was quite impressive watching you come through the pack a couple of times. So, you certainly looked like you had good control of the car in the end, even though you've sort of, as you say, you just picked them up again recently.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel comfortable. It's just I've got to do a few more changes to get up to these fast boys because they're a little bit ludicrously quick, especially on heavy fuel loads. But we'll try and get there.
Definitely, man. Seems like you were the only frog leap car out there today.
Jacques was out there, but I'm not sure whether he had a chance to get all his stuff together. So Jacques' one of ours as well.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, we were trying to figure out his name, and is that how you say it, Jacques?
Jacques Swinepole.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're calling him Jack the whole way because we were like, oh, let's not say it wrong. So, yeah, thanks for that compilation. But who would you like to thank, mate?
I just saw the Frog Leap boys and all of our sponsors, which I've got a mental blank on everybody now because I didn't really expect to be in this position. So yeah, just I think it's Toyo Sims, Pet Dog Company, and Juice for everything they've done with the team, and to Braden and all the boys. Cheers for all the help.
Definitely, man. Well done for your P3 and the whole thing, man. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, so we'll move along to Jock. So we're going to move to Jacques, mate. Well done, mate. Second for the whole race.
Yeah, it was an interesting race. I had a lightning start and then really totally bonked it up on the third turn. But hopefully, unfortunately, I missed out most of the action behind us, and had a small mistake in the first race. So all in all, not too bad for my debut. Really enjoyed it, and it was a good group of people to race with.
Yeah, definitely, man. We saw you fighting with Cowie, Andrew Cowie, at the end, and how was that, man?
Oh, that was intense, and as a few times I expected him to fully get alongside, but so was able to leave him enough room, and I think we had a good clean battle there in the end.
Yeah, it certainly was a pretty clean battle. It was quite exciting to watch there those last few laps, and even your battle with Brad Wall earlier on. You had those sort of 3 or 4 cars there. It was pretty clean racing all around, really. It was a pretty good testament to your guys' driving ability to keep it clean throughout those corners.
Yeah, I believe you can't win it if you don't have a clean car, right?
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
the one.
definitely. Definitely, man. But we got to move to Porsche Cup, so we might have to wrap this up pretty quick, man. Who would you like to thank for all your sponsors, man?
Oh, mate, just all my sponsors are brilliant. Thanks to my teammate as well for bringing me into this. So looking forward to the next round.
Definitely, man. Well done for second place, man, and go and crack a beer, mate. Well done.
Will do. Thank you very much. Have a good one.
You
Yes,
too,
sir,
mate. See you, mate. So we'll have a short break and cut straight to the Porsche Cups. We'll be right back with you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Porsche Cups at Phillip Island, the 992s at Phillip Island. One of the best combos, in my opinion. An absolute awesome combo to go and race with your buddies and bang some doors. My name's Connor Nixon, as I've been called recently, and Brendo on the side of me. So we'll just start out, we'll thank all the sponsors and we'll get cracking in the action. So thank you for the sponsors: DSL Welding Services, Warren Brown Tools, Toro Sim, Dragon RC, Melville Equipment Services, and Promo Department and Racecraft Simulation. So thank you to all of those guys for making this happening. Brendo.
Yeah, hey, nice to be back again. Good to be back here for the Porsches at Phillip Island. Certainly a track that, as you mentioned, great combo for these cars, and we're going to see a few more cars than on track than we did earlier in the Radicals. A bit more spaced out, and hopefully we're going to see some great racing from all these guys tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we were talking about the SR8s in there, saying that they like to bang doors with these things, and it's definitely I'm definitely not wrong when I say that they definitely like to rub doors. As we see Bruce White, one of our newer guys, joining the league. He's got an awesome livery on that thing, a nice orange livery on that, so that looks awesome. But yeah, this should be a good round.
Yeah, a few less blue cars, hopefully, to avoid the confusion for us here in the commentary booth.
Is that the one thing you're not? Is that the one thing you're hoping?
Yeah, no, I'm just over blue cars, eh? I can see a red one already and a couple of white ones. I'm happy. I'm stoked. Let's get into this.
But, well, at least Brendo's happy. I'm happy. So hopefully everyone's doing good out there. Everyone's having a bit of fun on Thursday night. We're through the hump day now. We're onto the back end of the week. So hopefully everyone's having a good one. I'm sitting here with Brendo, having a laugh, and yeah, we'll be commentating Porsche Cups. So Warren Brown Tools, round sponsor for this one as well, for the Porsche Cup. So and it looks like as we've 3 minutes into quali right now, Ryan Pavlik, I think his last name is. He's P1. Polivnik, 134.2. He's done. Richard Mayer, 135.2 and P2. Matty Stewart, P3. Sam Mull has done a 129.3 P1. Ryan's done a 130.2 in second now. Ryan Mayer's in P3. Chili Bin, P4. Matt Stewart, he's in P4. Greg Barber, P5. Dean Sinkovich has popped up there. Harry Dodds has popped up there. Simon in the 9.5 entry, he's up there. Jake Jackson's just qualified up there in P5. Who else is up here?
Adam Hughes has obviously had a bit of a bad first lap in the 2.11s for his starting lap there. Unlike him to be that far off the pace, something's gone wrong there, obviously.
Yeah.
Greg Barber improves with a 129.9, finds himself in third at the moment.
Yeah, it just seems like he might have had a mishap, a bit of wheel spin or something. But Simon's in P2. He's one of the quicker guys out there in the Racecraft 9.5 entry, 9.5 Sim Sports. Who else is in here? Like I said, I was talking about Bruce White when we went live. He's one of our new guys. He's back in the league. What else? What else is happening? Greg Leake hasn't set a time yet. He's not doing it. Stefan hasn't put one down.
Is he racing or is he race control for this one?
Stefan is racing.
Stefan is racing.
Oh, no, different Stefan. Then Adam Hughes still hasn't set a lap time yet. Shannon Blackburn's P13. They're all just moving around. It's very hard to track. Matty Stewart's up in P6 now. Who's Jake Jackson's in P7. Richard Mayer hasn't moved. Wow, that's an amazing time by Sam Muller. 125.3. Yeah, he's 2/10 off is Simon. Greg Barber is 4/10 off P2. So tough field tonight.
Yeah, certainly top 10 only split by about a second and a half at the moment, and no doubt those lap times will start to tighten up. We see bright green car there of Koska off the track.
Yeah, off the track there as he is. Then who are we on board? Oh, P12. He's just knocked up to, and that's who's in P12? Mick. He just popped up to P12. He'll be pretty happy with that. But like I said, it's a tough grid tonight. Everyone's just on the pace tonight. And how's the lap times? A 129.3.
Yeah, that's blistering.
That's Supercars pace.
Oh, yeah, definitely. See, Cullen Hodges screwed that up. Cullen Hodges. I still can't get it right. Jump into the grid, his first qualifying lap, 1:31.07, good enough for 9th position.
Oh, just one of the 1.9 entries just fly past him. Yep. I just saw Jake Jackson's just improved on his lap time. They haven't moved yet. I think this might be it. Still got a while to go. Phillip Island's a huge track. He's one of the Red Bull cars off. Oh, is this re-entry gonna be? Oh, one of the juice cars just missing by a hair. I think that's Richard Mayer. Coming across the line. Shannon Blackburn's on a good lap here. He's gonna beat his own lap time. He just came across the line, done a 140.2. Who else is coming across the line? On board with Sam, P1. Sam, how's Sam's pace been from last weekend this week?
He's certainly the guy to beat up there as far as lap times are concerned. Pushing in those quick times, we'll see if it translates into some race pace as well, though.
Yeah, hopefully nothing happens like Corey McFarlane losing internet. So hopefully he's in a good part of New Zealand or Australia. So that'd be good. Then
Wait, hang on. There's good parts in Australia?
You might get some messages later.
Yeah, lost half the viewers.
Sorry for everyone with my co-commentator being a Kiwi. Hey, I'll tell you what, there's some good banter with the Kiwis and Aussies.
No, you gotta have some banter, eh?
Yeah, got to.
You guys can have the cricket if we take the rugby. It's only fair.
Oh, it's only fair, is it? As Simon's coming around too, he's gonna finish his lap. Where's Greg Barber? Oh, Richard Mayer's just popped up to P3 from P6. Good lap by him.
Yeah, and the 129s also.
That's blistering, isn't it?
Adam Hughes on screen there at the moment. Currently sitting down in 17th. He's going to want to get a good lap in here, try and get himself up in the pointy end of the field.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Richard Mayer just went around at turn 2. Dodds, where's Dodds sitting? He's sitting in P7. Lap time by Dodds. You look at these lap times and you go, geez, a 1:30 doesn't seem quick. That's like a supercar.
That's definitely supercar pace. You know, they're sort of high 29s, low 30s, and that's what these guys are running. So, you know, they're certainly up there as far as speed's concerned.
Yeah, definitely. Just that downforce must help getting around the corners. As we're going to go on board with Harry Dodds here. See if he hits the apex there. Yeah, great corner by Dodds. On the exit, it's going to come
Runs it a little bit wide, got a bit of grass there, I think, but kept it under control.
Seems like Cowie and Dodds love to use the track, which is always what you want. Use maximum track. He's going to come up to the shade. Up to the. Oh.
Yeah, no, I can't get to the corners either. My mind's gone.
You're gone. So coming down the hill, down the second gear, as we can see a car off the track. It's not where you really want to be. It's going to come around. This is going to be your last corner coming up here. You want to get it as power down as early as possible. So he's going to go up throttle here. Yep, get the car pointed in. Now he's going to get back in the throttle. Power down as much as you can on the back straight, and that's going to be his lap time. What is he going to sit? He's going to do a good one there. Well done, Harry Dodds. Thanks for the onboard shot there by Doddsy. And he's still going to stay in P7 there.
Yeah, 4 minutes left in qualifying, so probably another lap, maybe 2 if you're already out there. Adam Hughes definitely struggling to get down a lap time. His best so far at 1:34.37, which is only good enough for 17th place. So something not quite going right there for Adam tonight in qualifying. Dean Sinkovic up in 12th, 1:31.9. Great lap there from him, finds himself in about the middle of the field. 18 cars have qualified so far, a couple of names on screen yet to qualify as we talk about Adam Hughes. Jumps to the top of the chart, 1:29.36, great lap there.
3,000s faster than Sam Muller. Well done, great lap time by Adam Hughes there. I think we just opened our mouth too early as we see one of the 1.9 entries off the track. One of my teammates.
Certainly a great lap there from Adam, and I know he'll park that and just sit there and watch the timing charts for the next 4 minutes. No point getting too... Oh no, he's going out again.
He's probably going to just drink his lolly water and sit back and go, righto Sam, go and beat that, buddy.
Yeah, have at it, mate.
Yeah.
And he did. He just did. The 1:29.0. That's incredible pace there from Sam. Adam will definitely have time to get around and start another flyer. So we just watching on the second screen there, a few cars getting the hairpin wrong.
Yeah, Simon's probably
the hairpin wrong.
Simon in the 9.5 entry is probably going, come on boys, I'm not beating that. Look, that's just blistering pace, almost into the 28. Sam is, what a great lap he's done there in qualifying.
Well, I mean, when you look down the timing charts there, Harry Dodds is just starting another outlap. He's in 7th place. He's at 1:29.96.
Yeah.
Before you look at Ryan in 8th place on a 1:30.1. So, the top 8 cars there in the 29s. That's just incredible pace from all these guys, really.
Yeah, it is. It's see Matty Stewart going in the pits. He fellow Kiwi Brendo, so you might need a shout for him. But yeah, it's the pace is unreal in these Cup cars. I think in all the series right now, like the TCRs, the Cup cars, and the SR8, they've all been close this week. So it's good to see, especially on a track that's so big.
Yeah, definitely. This track sort of does create a lot of disparity between the the top guys and sort of the up and comers. So, to see the field pretty close, even down to the top sort of 15, 16, all within a couple of seconds. Really, it's great to see that these guys are setting pretty consistent lap times.
Yeah, definitely. It's yeah, I mean, you can have one lap pace, but if you can't be consistent around Phillip Island, you're down the pooper. So, yeah, definitely, if you got the one lap pace and you can be quick on track too for the race, that's what you want. So, got a minute to go now, so they're all going to start their laps now. They might not make it back around again. No, they will. This is a bit of an endurance night. There's an hour-long race, so this will be really good to watch. How many safety cars do you reckon we'll get this time around with the Cup car?
Oh, for an hour race, I think we'd see at least 3 or 4. Simon crosses the start-finish line there, doesn't improve his time.
He'll go
in
around again.
1:30s, he'll go around again, though he's got time. We'll just see where Adam is on track. I just see he's got an off track, so I don't know if he's starting a lap or he's on one, or...
I think he's on it.
Yeah, he's on it, so he probably won't have time to get back around again.
We talk about Adam Hughes.
He won't.
We talk about Adam Hughes not setting a lap time, then he got the P1, then Sam's like, nope. It just goes and beats his lap time, so...
yeah, one and done, I think, for Adam. He, there's Ryan Polvink there, jumps up into 5th place with a 1:29.64. Checkered flag is out, so we're just finishing up those that are currently on laps now.
Matty Stewart jumped up to P6 too, so a bit of a chop and changing.
Harry Dodds is on a lap as he comes up the hill towards the hairpin now.
Bruce White's just jumped up to 9th. Any more changes? No. Oh, yep. He just beat his lap time by a 10th, Adam Hughes. He won't be...
He must have got the off track before he started that lap. Then I was just watching on my timing screen before I switched over to watching. Harry Dodds is coming through with a finishing lap 2 on screen now. Green in all sectors so far. And he moves up to 6th place, so a good lap there from Harry Dodds, improving his time, moving from 9th to 6th.
Yeah, well on Doddsy for that lap time, but as we see now, 7th, no, 8th down, up or down, in the 29th. It's pretty remarkable for these pace these guys have got. So well on all of the top 10 almost to be in the 29s. Just remarkable pace.
Yeah, certainly a good pace from the top 8 drivers there to be in the 29s, and that's lap from Sam Murr. 29.0 is just really unheard of in these cars.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's all about commitment around this place, isn't it? Just being on the edge of grip and not losing the car is definitely what you want to be on. So well done to him for the lap time. So we're just gonna wait until we have our grid up, and you could probably call this, Brendo, because I've done the last one.
yeah, commitment and consistency. I think this track really rewards consistent driving. Obviously, you know, when you start to fall off the pace on a long lap like this, or I say a long lap, it's, you know, not long time wise, but certainly kilometer wise, a long lap and a lot of time at high speed as well. So, you know, you don't want to be falling behind the pace too far, as we see drivers take to the grid now.
So in P1 we've got Sam Muir, Adam Hughes in P2, Simon in P3 in the 9.5 entry. It's Richard Mayer, well done him, P4, Ryan Polivnik in P5, Harry Dodds in P6, Greg Barber in timing just went a bit weird there. Yep. P7, Matty G Stewart, my teammate. He's going to kill me for that. P8, Bruce White, like I said, one of our new guys. P9, Callan in P10, Jake Jackson P11, Dean Sinkovich in P12, Dave in P13, Mick in P14, Daniel Smith in P15, Stephen Sinkovich, his brother, Simon Blackburn in P17, and Peter in P18. So that's our field. So 18 cars on the field, so this should be a good race.
Yeah, certainly good to see a good lineup of cars there, and certainly plenty of talent throughout the field.
Definitely.
So we're just waiting for the lights to go green, just Stephen yet to grid up there. Tyson and race control over the comms, just giving the final briefing to all the drivers, particularly in regards to you know, when the release of the cars are on a restart, and also the safety car release line, which is just before the hairpin at the top of the hill. So if we do have a safety car, the leader will take control of the field from the top of the hill through the hairpin into the start finish line, which is quite interesting. They can go from any time past the hairpin, so certainly get a good race as we see the 5 lights, 2, 3, 4, 5, and
they're out. So we're off. Sam's off on a good start. He got the good launch. Simon coming through. He got an awesome launch in the 9.5 Sim Sports. We've got I think Adam Hughes on the outside.
Yeah, Adam Hughes finds his way up to the start, around the outside of turn 1, and gives himself a great line into turn 2. 3 wide there briefly before they filed back into 1.
He's Adam Hughes is actually leading the field now. Sam's on in second. Simon's in P3. So awesome move by Adam Hughes. So Simon's going to try and set up Sam in the inside. He's going to make the dive. Yes, he's up the inside. He's going to get the move.
And that's that commitment we talked about on turn 1 under cold tyres. They get down to the first slow corner of the track, and they've all seemed to have navigated it pretty cleanly. No contact that we can see there. So great start from the grid to avoid
Harry
early
Dodd's
contact.
Harry Dodd's up the inside at the sweeper. Awesome move by him. If you get the up in the inside, you've got the move done already. Awesome move by Doddsy there. So he's going to come up to the top of the hill here. Awesome start from everyone, all cleanly. Richard Mayer in P5, one in the Frog Leap Juice Cars. Is his teammate Adam Hughes' teammate looks on the outside. Bruce White's behind him. Greg Barber almost made the move. How's that for a start?
Yeah, great start there, and to get all through cleanly there, with plenty of room being given. Great from all the drivers, and what a start from Adam Hughes to take the whole shot off the second row, off the inside row, and go through.
Someone's off the road in the background there.
Yeah, Shannon Blackburn coming up on the timing screen is off track. Just looks to have got the last corner wrong.
Simon looks like he's going to make a move on Adam Hughes coming onto the back straight. Onto the first straight, I should say.
Certainly lining him up down into that slow right-hander.
So is he going to cut? No, Adam Hughes is going to cover up the inside. Simon might go on the outside. No, he's going to tuck back in. Awesome move by Adam, just covering that inside line. Simon might try and get him around here. No, he's just going to stay behind because Simon's smart. He's probably like, no, I don't want to lose time. So as we see Peter round the hairpin, it's good he's went off on the off-road there. So Adam Hughes on the back of Simon's got the inside. Oh, he looked like he's committed. Is he going to stay there? Yes, Simon's going to stay there. He's going to run on the outside. Yes, he is. He's going to cut back in. Yep, Sam's on the back as well. Sam's probably looking for the opportunity.
Great defensive driving there from Adam. We see in the background a car off track there, sliding down the hill into the hairpin, managing to avoid some carnage. Not quite sure who that was, but certainly a bit of an action there. Bruce White, I just hear in the background.
Simon up the inside. It's going to be on the outside for the turn. Adam Hughes looks like he's just backed off a little bit. Simon's leading the race in the 9.5 Sim Sports car, so he's going to lead the race now. So as we go back to Jake Jackson making up 3 spots. Great start for Jake Jackson. Quite new to these new to SRW, so it's good to see him on track.
I thought you were going to say new to the Porsche. Great effort if he's new to the Porsche and running up a curve. That's an achievement in itself.
Yeah, he's a bit experienced in those things. He knows how to launch them, that's for sure. As we see one of the cars at the inside, he's going to give him quite a bit of room. Awesome by Jake Jackson with the defense driving. So Ryan might put it up the inside. No, Jake's going to cover it. He's going to get a good run on the out of the corner. Lead up to the top of the hill up here.
Running the 992 number as well. I wonder how much he bribed the officials to run that number in the Porsche series.
What, Ryan?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. I didn't even notice that. Good eye, man.
I mean, bonus points for originality for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I love it. Yeah, my number seems boring compared to that. So well done to him. So Matty Stewart's behind the back of Richard Mayer there.
I had to change my number because Greg Leake beat me to it. He ran 71 in this league before I showed up, so I had to chuck a 1 in front of it.
Oh, no. Yeah, I got a basic one. Mine's just 168.
Oh, yeah, but unique.
Oh! It's just say Dave off the track there. It looks like, I think he might have just checked up there. That was a bit weird.
Yeah, it looks like he had a bit of help off the track, but he's done very well to regather it and run it through the sand and get back onto track cleanly. As we see Sam now starting to line up Adam Hughes there in second place from this in-car shot, coming down into Dunlop.
At least we remember one corner. So into Dunlop, I just call it the hairpin because it's one of the hardest hairpins in the simulator.
I bet you the comments are going, that's not Dunlop, it's the next corner. I got that wrong. I said it with confidence, alright? Let's just roll with it.
Up to the Shea Head. Oh, I still can't get that right, but up over the hill here. This is probably one of the trickiest corners because you need the tyre grip to go over the top, then you need the brakes to hit the brakes going down the hill. Really get it gripped in the corner. get the power down as softly as you can. You don't really want to boot it. So as the 9.5 Sim Sports just gapped Adam Hughes just a little bit. Looks like Simon's got a lot of pace in that car.
Yeah, Simon definitely just starting to pull away a little bit as he's finding his rhythm, getting a bit of a gap up there to Adam, and the pack's sort of closing in there now as we see a couple of tighter splits further down through the field. All the top 9 really within a few tenths of each other, so some good battles throughout the top 10 in the very early stages of this 1 hour endurance race.
Yeah, as we could just see one of the 1.9 entries on the outside. Is Richard going to get the run on him? No, so Jake Jackson's got the move done on, is that Richard Mayer? Ryan, sorry, my apologies. So well done, Jake, for the move there. So he's just going to follow his teammate, Matty Stewart. So Matty Stewart going to try and bring it into this pack here. So huge pack here. We've got one of the Juice Cars and Greg Barber and Harry Dodds. So a bit of a pack here. This is the pack you want to be in. This is what you want. So Harry Dodds is in P4 right now. Talk to me, bro, on the back of the wing. Definitely, that's what we encourage. So,
yeah, Harry certainly. I've known Harry a long time, and he's been quite an advocate for mental health, and especially men's mental health, and that no doubt is a bit of a tribute to that. And you know, me and him, we've been through some of our own personal battles, and I know that you know, we've had quite a few conversations actually about that, and it's great that we can use this kind of platform to promote that sort of thing as well. So big ups to Harry for running that kind of thing on his car.
Yeah, definitely. As we see Sam on the inside of Adam Hughes, it looks like Adam Hughes just backed out of it. He was like, "Yeah, bro, take it."
Yeah, he's sort of racing a bit like a gentleman tonight. Maybe he knows he probably knows I'm on commentary, and he doesn't want to do anything too stupid because he knows I'll come after him.
Definitely, it was Greg Barber. Oh, as we see Jake Jackson just going a bit wide there as Ryan's taken the inside and got the move done. As we see Dave, has Dave got the move done? No, just poked it up the inside a little bit. Has he got the move? Yeah, he's got the move done. Well done, Dave there. Awesome move.
Oh, Harry all over the track. He's got the hairpin all wrong at Dunlop. He's off into the runoff, and it looks like Barber's gone with him.
Oh,
Bit of action there.
DSL Welding Services replay here. So as we just have on.
Well, it's true on race control. Has he had a bit of a help there from is it Cullen Hodges going to hop?
No, it's Greg Barber that's giving
Greg Barber?
Yeah, it's giving him a little bit of a tap there.
All these crisscross cars, I'm getting them confused.
Yeah, it looks like Greg's just giving him. Oh.
Yeah, he's definitely giving him a bump.
Yeah, that'll be in the race control and see what happens there. But yeah, but look, they haven't even stopped the cars there. Like if you, wow, okay, that'll be interesting. Well, race stewards will definitely find that tricky. So good luck to that. And as we are on board with Manny Stewart, up 3 spots, one entry.
Certainly disappointing for Harry. He finds himself rejoining the track down in 12th now, so a bit of ground to make back up for him. On board with Ryan now.
Yes.
Or that DSL Welding Services replay. Oh no, we're live again now.
Dave's up the inside. First corner. Looks like this is where he's good at. No, he's backed out of it. Smart move on the Red Bull entry. Then we've got Matty Stewart on the inside. The chili bin up the inside. He's going to get the move done. Well done to him.
Yeah, gets it done. Textbook move there from the 1.9 Sim Sports car. And, you know, we talked about it on Friday a little bit about running with your teammate, and those 1.9 cars right next to each other at the moment, working through the field, just making good pace, setting the good rhythm for this race. Obviously still a very long way to go. Yeah,
definitely. Knowing racing with Matty Stewart and Jake Jackson, Matt's one of those chilled out guys, and he'll go, yeah, you go in front, bro, it's all good. But yeah, it looks like he's pulled out the chili bin, and yeah, he's doing well now. So that was the guy that I nicknamed Maverick, so, or Shibby did, sorry. As we just see Bruce White get a bit taily down the hill. It's not what you want.
Yeah, locking up under brakes going down the hill into the hairpin there. And Team SRW driver Dean there, no doubt watching that in the mirror, just thinking, oh God, here it comes.
It's definitely not what you want in your mirror. As looks like Ryan's going to try and make a move on the outside. Is he going to cross back in? No, he's not. Tell you what, everyone's racing really smart tonight. It's really good to see.
Yeah, we haven't had any overly ambitious dives yet. Guys sort of poking their nose up, having a look, but you know, really committing to the moves they're making and sort of having enough racecraft to be aware of you know, which ones not to take. We see the 1.9 car in the background there, just sort of getting a bit wild in the exit of 2.
Yeah, well, funny story about Jake. His wheelbase is actually dying on him. So if Racecraft or Toyota Sim want to reach out to him, his wheelbase is dying. So let us know. But yeah, Jake's wheelbase is actually dying on him as we speak. So as Matty Stewart's going to try and catch up to Richard here, Richard Mayer, then Ryan's going to stay on the back of Matty Stewart.
I'm just looking in the iRacing comms there. Harry Dodds has received a black flag, so I'll just see if we can find out what that was for.
Yeah, wow.
Perhaps a bit of a brake check, perhaps, in that incident that we saw in the replay before.
Oh, a bit of a lock up from Matty Stewart there. Gonna go on the inside just to cover the corner. Oh, that was close. Ryan's almost just went in the back of him just because he had the pace on him. Out of the corner, Richard Mayer's just got a bit of a gap there now. So Matty Stewart's going to be compromised on the straight. So we'll see if Ryan can put it up the inside. Max covering the inside. Ryan's going to go on the outside. He's going to make the move. No, is he going to stick it? No, he's going to back out of it. Well done from both of them. Really smart driving right there. So Matt's going to cover up the inside again just to be safe. Richard Mayer's just gone a bit wide there looking on the TV there.
Yeah,
Wow.
Greg Barber also receiving a black flag for his part in that incident there we saw earlier. So both of those drivers will be receiving a drive-through penalty. Just waiting to receive confirmation on what exactly Harry's was for, as we're not quite sure there.
But yeah, definitely. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happened there. Be very, yeah, be good to know what's happening on the back.
Yeah, I'm going to have a guess and say it was probably a driver code of conduct in regards to some colourful words that were perhaps said. But if I was taking a guess, I'd probably say that's what it was. But we'll wait for some confirmation.
Yeah,
So we're riding on the back of Matty Stewart there with who have we got right behind him? Ryan. Looking all over the back of him, just trying to find that gap.
It's like they're glued together. It looks like Ryan's just getting the run out of the corner and Matt's just covering it. So yeah, well done to both of them. Awesome shot there as well from Chibi there with his cameras. Does well.
Yeah, we've seen, you know, pretty clean racing from both of these guys. Just waiting for the right opportunity as they catch up now on where are we? Richard Mayer in the juiced racing car.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan and Osby just got a bit of a thing from race control. If you want to read that out as well.
Yeah. So car 081 black flag unsafe rejoin, and car 22 was for contact with car 081. So yeah, as we saw on the replay, Harry ended up in the runoff area. And he's had a black flag for an unsafe rejoin there when he did eventually get his way back on track. So,
Yeah, wow.
yeah, both of those drivers getting black flag for driving infringements. We see Callum Hodgson make a move over Bruce White there for 8th position on the timing screen.
Oh, it looks like Sam, as we see Matty Stewart on the outside of Richard Mayer there.
Yeah, certainly looking to line him up.
Looks like Matty Stewart's line's been compromised, so he might not have much pace on this straight. So Ryan might have a cheeky look. So he's got to get on the straight now. Look in the mirrors. You just see that car in the background, right in the mirrors. He's got the run, like I said. He might have a look. Yep, there it is.
Definitely popped it out, and he's got a little bit of an overlap, but I don't think he's quite up there to make the move. He's going to have to back out of it a little bit coming into turn 2.
Looks like Sam. Oh!
He's
Around!
got it all wrong. Ryan's gone a bit too hard in turn 2. Potentially a front left lock-up by the looks of things.
Oh
And he's
no.
lost four
Four.
positions now.
Oh, that's a killer for Ryan. He was in such a good spot there. So Dean Sinkovic were on board now, but it looks like the top three are on a good battle now too. It's all happening. It's all happening, mate.
Yeah, Sam Murr there right on the back of Simon. Certainly closed that gap. Adam Hughes not too far behind, just sitting a second back watching it all unfold. Pretty decent sized 8-second gap back to Richard Mayer in fourth now. Matt Stewart, of course, as we've seen, right on the back of him. So we join the leaders on the broadcast. Sam just trying to find a line, get into some tow. Coming up the home straight. I don't think he's quite there this time around. Simon still leading this race in the 9.5 Sim Sports car.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Simon's got a lot of control over this race right now. He's doing really well. But yeah, Sam was right on the back of him there. He might have had a bit of an incident, might have had a front locking or... Oh, as we see a car around. Oh!
It was almost a moment.
Oh! Well, I thought they were done there. He just gets back on the track. Stefan coming back on the track. So Stephen back on the track. So as DSL Welding Services replay here. Oh, he's just went wide. Oh no!
There was a bit of a comment in the driver's comms as well. Adam said something along the lines of decorating his underwear by the sounds of it. So
Oh,
a bit of a moment there as the leaders come through past that car spinning on the outside of the track.
that's a good way to describe it. Oh, so we just see one of the 1.9 Sim Sports cars just passing, and all the boys going past him. Unfortunate for him. As so we just got hit on Richard Mayer. Looks like Richard Mayer's doing really well, just gapping Matty Stewart a little bit there, and then Matty Stewart's bringing it back in, and then so he just goes on the outside, and Richard just covers there. Good move by both of them.
Yeah, both of them have their strong points at different corners of the track, and you sort of see Richard getting quite a good drive off the hairpin there and up the home straight, and Matty just sort of closing back in through the second and third sectors of this track, keeping it nice and tight in the battle. If he can just get that hairpin right, give himself a good run down the home straight, he'll give himself a really good chance to make a move, I think. As we switch now to Bruce White having a battle with Cullen. Looks to be peeking his nose up the inside around the outside of two. Again, just thinking better of it.
Yeah, he's really poking the nose there. It's what a lot of people have been doing. It's just poking the nose and going, buddy, I'm here, like just to make him a little bit more scared, because that's what you want to do. But yeah, awesome moves by everyone tonight. Very smart driving too, so well done to all of them.
Yeah, it's always good to see when drivers are racing with a bit of intelligence, and really contemplating their moves. We see him go up the inside there.
Awesome.
Turn 3, turn 4, turn 3.
Yeah, turn 3.
Turn 3, yep.
I mean,
so pretty. Yeah, it depends on what you count. It depends if you count turn as one corner or two.
If you had Tyson McAvoy in here, he'd probably say turn 4. But yeah, as
that corner.
yeah, that corner. But Richard Mayer here, back on with Matt Stewart here. It looks like Richard Mayer's got a bit more downforce, so he gets a better drive. It looks like, or less downforce maybe.
Yeah, potentially just something in the car setup. He's certainly getting good drive off that hairpin, and he's doing most of his gapping in the home straight. You see, sort of coming into the hairpin, Matty right on the back of him. So definitely that corner is going to be the key point, I think, as we see this race progress for this battle, as to when this pass is going to be made. If it is made, Matty Stewart's probably a little bit weak coming down the home straight.
Yeah, it looks like Matt's got a lot of drive in the corners though. Like you can see there, look how much he's just got him in there. Like I think it might be more a braking thing, because we'll just have a look on board with Matt now, see what his braking's like. Done a lot of races with Matt. I did an endurance with him in real life, so just to see his driving style. So he's just easy on the So it looks like Richard's just putting the power down a bit earlier. It looks like compared to Matt. Matt's very smooth driver on the throttle, so he's probably just not going to smoke the tyres. He's probably thinking, oh, I'll just play it smart here. So Richard Richard's just gapping him though out of the corner zone. Good
Yeah,
little-
it definitely looks like Matty's got a bit more corner entry, whereas Richard's getting him on the exit and just kind of driving away down the straights. So
maybe
yeah,
more.
I think you're quite right there. Maybe a bit less downforce or just a better grip level coming out of the corner. He's right on him this time, but again, you see Richard just, well, he hasn't actually driven away as far this time. Matty's managed to stick with him a little bit, but now as they come out and through the sweeper is when you start to see Richard's car that, I think, probably less downforce looking at that, just pulling away down the straightaway.
Yeah, because Richard's got, he's probably got less downforce because his entry to corners, very bit poor, so he might just have less downforce as Matty's just a little bit more, be safe about it. Sorry, pardon. Hour-long race, you kind of want to have a bit of a safe car. So 20 minutes in, 21 minutes, sorry. So yeah, just keep on this back because Jake Jackson's just in the background, just floating around. Another 1.9 car in the back.
Yeah, and it's been it's been a good battle for these two. It seems a bit kind of mundane watching it on the stream, but the amount of effort these guys are putting into getting these laps out, and Matty's certainly trying pretty hard to get past them, even though it does look a little bit tame. It's certainly just trying to find that right opportunity, that right moment. And as you say, in an hour-long race, that could come 20 minutes from now. It's not like it has to be done straight away. We switch back to the lead and we see Sam Muir right on the back of the leader. Adam Hughes right on the back of him as well. So as they come down the home straight there, not much in it between the top three.
Yeah, this is probably the battle pack we want to stay on because looks like Adam Hughes might be fuel saving out of this if because he did drop back there, so maybe he's just fuel saving a bit. Because he did it about Suzuka, so yeah, he might be doing the smart game here.
Just fueling myself there. Yeah, no, definitely looks to be playing the long game there, Adam. We probably saw that a bit earlier too when he just kind of let those positions go quite easily. Yeah, someone off in the background there looks to be one of the back markers. Peter Pollard, yeah, running 18th at the moment.
Well, I think he's just pulled over there again, so he might be leaving the track, maybe. So even this is close. Like, look at the cars. It's always a Matt Stewart and a Richard and Mayer again. Like, looks like Simon's got more drive than Sam's got more entry. So it might be dirty air, maybe.
Yeah, potentially. There's certainly something going on. You see the lead cars, whether it just be a coincidence in setup, but certainly pulling away in the straightaways, so making it very hard to tuck in and get that toe.
DSL Welding Services replay as we see the green car just going off there. Craig Barber we're on board with, but yeah, thanks for DSL Welding Services replay. Steven Sinkovich still on the replay. See what's happening with Steve here. So, thanks for DSL Welding Services replay. Used to seeing Steve in a white car, so now he's in a black car, so good to see. We're on board with Jake Jackson, with Bruce White in his mirror. So, looks like Jake's just might have used up a bit more tyre. Oh, we got Harry Dodds at the inside of Dean Sinkovich here. So, we'll see if Dodds can make a move around. Looks like Dean doesn't have a bonnet. Oh!
Yeah, Dean certainly found himself a bit of grief throughout the early stages of this race. Harry looking to make this move. He needs to get back up through the field after that black flag incident earlier on for the unsafe rejoin.
Yeah, just
Looks
making
got him this time.
Making the move on the outside. Great move by Harry Dodds there. Really good move. This race is going pretty quick, Brendo.
Yeah, the time seems to be disappearing. We're approaching the halfway mark now, and I think what's been quite good about it so far is we've had some pretty tight battle packs throughout the field. The leaders are still, right on each other's draft, and the battle between Richard and Matty there, it's sort of dissipated a little bit now. Matty finds himself a couple of seconds behind, but You know, you're even looking here at Bruce, Ryan, and Jake Jackson. You know, there's a great little 3-car battle pack, and then Harry and Dean as well. You know, there's some really close battling going on throughout the entire field. So great racing from these guys, and you know, we've referenced it a couple of times now. A lot of space and respect being given from all the drivers, which, you know, at the end of the day, makes a very enjoyable race.
So we got Bruce White on the outside. Looks like Jake Jackson might have a bit of damage here. Look at that move by Bruce White on the outside. See if he sticks it. Oh,
Oh, a bit of a wiggle there in the mid-corner.
Jake
Bruce
Jackson.
is holding on to the inside line, though, coming through turn 2. Made the pass stick there. Needs to move over now that he's clear and defend down into the first hairpin.
Like I was saying about, is Jake's might go for the ins? No, Bruce has cut back down.
Yeah,
Oh,
well
lock
defended there. A bit of a lock up.
Oh, is he going to cross? Oh, no.
Just a little bit of a tap on the exit there, but well driven. And the Jake Jackson losing
Jackson.
out to Ryan there, is he potentially? Certainly
Yeah.
Ryan having a look.
Yeah, it looks like he's just having like I told you before, it was Jake has he's a bit of a cheapie. He doesn't want to buy a new wheelbase, so yeah, he's just driving around with a broken wheelbase, so that's always good to listen to. But yeah, good to see Jake out there, and Ryan's tucked right behind him.
Yeah, and Greg Barber's found himself on the back of that pack too, as well, as a result. Is that Greg Barber's car on the back of that?
Yep. Oh,
yep.
Bruce White is in. First one in, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, first pit stop.
Oh, who's that?
As far as I'm aware. So Shannon Blackburn, one of the other tail end cars, finds himself in the pit wall, potentially a safety car on the cards if he can't get that thing off the wall.
Oh, it's Sam Muir and Simon are really butting horns right now. Sam really wants to get this position back. Look at that shot. That was an awesome shot. 2 Porsches. Talking about Porsches, how's this noise of these things, eh?
Oh, there's certainly a unique noise. You know, you can't beat a V8 really, in my personal opinion, but these come pretty damn close.
Yeah, the flat 6, basically no exhaust on the back of them. Awesome noise to listen to. If you haven't never heard of these things before in real life, go and check them out. I think they're in Melbourne next for the F1 coming up, so that'll be probably the place you would want to go. But back on board with Ryan and Jake, they've been had a couple of battles too, so good to see them back together. So yeah, good little battle they had at the start of the race, and yeah, they're back together having a little bit of a battle. Looks like Jake's drive hasn't been as good. I think Matt and Jake might have the same setup from the looks of it.
Yeah, potentially. We see Bruce White rejoin onto the track now. Definitely the first pit stop, you know, not to include damage. So he finds himself running 12th now, the last of the lead lap cars. 13th on, lap down or so due to various penalties and.
Ryan's on the outside. Sorry to cut you off, Brendo. Ryan was on the outside and Jake Jackson was out the inside. Jake got the move done, but Ryan might go up the inside. Hang on, we'll wait until the braking zone. No, Jake's braking a little bit later than him. So hopefully, I wonder what Bruce. He pitted very late, very early. So I wonder if fuel strategy or something. So back on the top
couple
3.
more cars now starting to find their way into the pits. Dean Sinkovich, Dave McCosta, and Steven Sinkovich also in the pit lane as well at the moment. But yeah, these battles certainly proving to be quite exciting as we see the top 2 go in. So that'll put Adam Hughes back in the lead. We talked about him earlier, fuel saving a little bit. So potentially an overcut coming on here for Adam Hughes. As we see Simon, Sam, Richard, and Matt now all diving into the pit lane. So the top 4 of the top 5 cars going into the pits on lap. What are we? Must be lap 19, lap 20.
21.
Lap 21.
Yeah. I think something else might have came through race control as well.
No, not that I can see.
Oh, apologies, something just came through. I don't know why it did, but anyway, P9 Harry Dodds.
Just a
wanted
delay
to-
notification.
Yeah, maybe Harry Dodds on the recovery here, so he's just got to box in with the Toyo Sim Porsche Cup Sim Performance Racing. I'm pretty sure they're called.
So yeah, it definitely seems like lap 20 was sort of the critical fuel lap there. We see the top 10 effectively all make it through into the pit lane as they start the 21st lap. Adam Hughes finds himself with that can't be
Bruce
right.
White. Bruce White's in P10, so he did the undercut really early. So Adam Hughes is in. Bruce White's going to stay out. Obviously, he did the undercut. I wonder where Matty Stewart and Richard Mayer comes out with him. So Bruce was in front. So Richard's already out. So
Yeah, the timing screen was having a bit of an issue trying to catch up there as the cars were reshuffling through. So it'd be very interesting to see Adam now in the pit box. It'd be very interesting to see as these other guys come around. We watch Sam Mears just coming around the last corner now. Coming down to the hairpin.
So I'm watching Simon now. So let's see if Adam Hughes has got him. Yeah, he's already out of the pits. So Adam Hughes has got him. Wow. Awesome pit stop by Adam. So he went a bit 2 laps more than Simon. So that overcut was huge.
Yeah, and he's given himself a couple of seconds, obviously on cold tyres. That'll close up as Simon runs up down the home straight. But yeah, certainly a well executed strategy there from Adam Hughes. Gives himself advantage at this stage in the race. And the pack's kind of spread out a little bit too. You know, Richard Mayer finds himself suddenly 10 seconds behind Simon. So, you know, it's a bit of interesting sort of split there through the pit lane. The field that was quite close just a couple of laps ago now find themselves fairly well spread out.
Yeah, it seems like that. But yeah, huge overcuts, and that might be the strategy for the pit stop. So they pitted, so that will be the last pit stop, I'm pretty sure, if they've made it up to 33 minutes. So no safety cars either yet. So very good from all the drivers. Seems like this might be the first race in the week that no safety cars.
Yeah, it'd be good to see. Obviously, you know, we've seen some pretty clean racing so far. We have had a couple of little incidents here and there, but nothing too major. So it's always nice when we can have a safety car free race, as we see a bit of a move there. Oh, I'm looking at the other screen. Sorry, Richard and Matt are back at it. Richard and Sam, sorry, are back at it, having their little battle again.
Yeah, wow. So Sam must have had not too good of a pit stop because, they were not even close to each other as Richard's off the road. He's pretending it like it's a Nissan Patrol on the dirt there. So remember, mate, it's a Porsche, not a Patrol. But yeah.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is lose the rear end in one of these things because it'll go around on you quick. Especially down the home straight when you're probably doing upwards of 250 near 300k.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I wonder what happened to Simon and Sam because Adam's got a huge gap now, but Simon dropped back mass. Not Simon. Sam.
Sam's really fallen back off the pace, so be very interesting to see how that pit cycle's ended up for him because 10 seconds is quite a gap off the back of the pit stop, and what, like I said before, what was some pretty close racing is really sort of spread out now after those pit stops. So could be differences in the fuel they took on board, or 2 tires versus 4 perhaps, but it's certainly spread out a little bit, and we just need to hope that we can get some of these battles back because certainly some very exciting racing going on between these guys.
Yeah, as we see Matt Stewart as well, he's dropped back a little bit, so maybe a bit of fuel saving. If Adam Hughes has already done his fuel saving, he's just got to push the end because Simon's actually dropped back a bit too. So yeah, maybe these guys just need to do a bit of fuel saving at the end.
Yeah, certainly spreading out. The lap times, I think, too, have probably dropped about a second in pace as well. That could just be the new tyres coming in as well.
Yeah, so they won't be taking tyres for this race. It'll just be new fuel, so maybe it's just all the weight in the front. So a little bit more grip, but just not as much turn in there. So it's Team Andy Stewart just whacking down a gear there. How cool would it be if these things were sequential like a supercar?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Porsches are quite, well, I say they're quite unique, but it's quite a characteristic that these sort of have the flat pedal gearboxes and they kind of bash up through them. But yeah, you certainly raised an interesting point. The sequential gearbox is certainly an interesting thing to watch. And as we see there, Matt working through the gears. But you know, we sort of look at the supercars and they talked about running that GT style wheel and the sequential shifter, and they kind of went away from it. And you know, these things don't really have the adjustable anti-roll bars and all that other kind of stuff going on as well, so they are a bit more electronic in their design. Supercars are quite unique, really, in that, you know, all the technology they put into them, they are very much a driver's car. You've really got to drive them. Whereas some of these, you know, modern Porsche Cup cars and GT3 cars, you know, you kind of just plug your computer in and away you go. It does a lot of the work for you. So
Yeah.
It's an interesting sort of point you raise, but you know, very different cars.
Well, it'd be pretty easy because the engine's in the rear. All you'd have to do is put the drive shaft in, and here's your gearbox, and bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just my engineering head going at it. But it's quite funny. You look at like old school cars, then you look at, you know, these things. You know, back in the day, you'd get under a car with a spanner and, you know, adjust, you know, your all your fuel maps and all that. You know, I don't even think they would have had fuel maps, sorry. And now all you would do these days is plug your laptop in and that'd be it.
Yeah, well, back in the day, it would have been, you know, a quarter turn on the carburetor and let a bit more fuel in. Harry Dodds there making a bit of a defensive move there as Dean Singovich tries to get past him down at the hairpin. Defends it well, coming up through the home straight.
But yeah, a bit of a fascinating thing to talk about. But Harry Dodds is just doing a really good recovery here. Unfortunately, he had that incident where he went off the road and got a penalty. So you just need to claw it back.
Found his way back into the top 10. He's still 4 down on his starting position, but you know, with what 25-ish minutes to go, or no, 22 minutes to go, still plenty of time for him to you know, to pull in the rest of the field and try and improve his position. He's 7 seconds back. Where are we? Yeah, 7 seconds back on the next car.
Yeah, he'll definitely want to claw the back into that pack. As we see Dean Sinkovich just absolutely using the rear tyres as turning mechanism, just smoking them up.
Yeah, he's certainly giving Harry a bit of a hard time at the moment. Eh? He's not letting that. He's not sitting there.
Twiddling
you know, willingly. You know, he wants to get past. He's certainly showing his intent. We see a bit of a poke up the inside.
Oh, he's gonna go off
the outside. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that was close. That was really close.
Certainly gave it a bit of intention. We see a bit of a lock up there from Harry into the hairpin, but it ain't going to cost him too badly. Well, it has actually. Dean's got right up and behind him.
Dean's got the biggest jandle out of this on power. Look at that. But yeah, wow. Harry Dodds has got some really good drive. It's interesting. We were talking about setups before. It seems like everyone's doing something different. Like there's some guys that have no downforce on the cars, and some of them do. Like they'll have a bit more splitter, a bit more wing. Like some people might just ditch the whole rear wing, like make it flat, and just play around with the front. But some of the guys have just ditched all the downforce.
Yeah, and Phillip Island's kind of one of those tricky tracks as well. It's a bit like Bathurst, really. You know, you got big long straights and plenty of fast sections. So it's like, how much wing are you prepared to compromise down the straight for grip through the slower corners? You know, so you don't really want to run a balanced setup. You kind of got to pick one or the other to suit your driving style. As we see, Dean again there trying to make something work around the outside, but locks it up. So yeah, you've really got to pick how you're going to approach the race and. Whether you want to have a sort of a more grippy car or something with a bit less downforce that's going to pull away on the straights. So interesting to see how those two cars setups behave side by side.
Yeah, definitely. And as Adam Hughes is just driving away in the sunset. Um, legitimately. But it looks like a bit of fuel savings happening. So I think Adam Hughes has done all his fuel saving and he's just driving away now.
Yeah, certainly the race pace has dropped off a little bit. They're running in the mid 131, so about a second and a half off their best lap times. And yeah, Hughesy's got himself a 3.5 second lead now, so a bit of time to burn, and he's starting to catch up to a couple of back markers as well by the looks of things. So he'll sort of manage that accordingly and just settle into his pace with less than 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been a good race so far, as like we've been saying, and better thank our sponsors as well as we're sitting here. So our main sponsor of the season, DSL Welding Services, as our main sponsor, Warren Brown Tools, Toyo Sim, Dragon RC, Milware Equipment Services, Promo Department, and Racecraft Simulation. So thanks to all those guys for making it happen. And yeah, if we didn't have those guys, it wouldn't be happening. So thanks to all those guys, and Brendel and I wouldn't be of commentating.
Yeah, exactly. Good bunch of sponsors for the series, and it's great to have them all throughout. SRW now running 5 nights a week, a few different leagues, so it's certainly one of the bigger leagues in Australasia. And as far as calendar events and all the different admin staff and whatnot that make all those events run, so we couldn't do all that work without the support of our sponsors. So we do thank them a lot to come on board, and at the end of the day, we can produce some great racing for the drivers and some pretty good content for the live streaming platform as well. So yeah, it's certainly great to have those sponsors on board to allow us to do what we love to do.
100%, and we'll thank all the people that are watching too, as one of the Red Bull cars just went off the track. I don't think he's there anymore, as we can see the marks on the grass there. So old mate Bob might need to go and cut the grass and clean that back up again. I feel bad for the guy that does the grass around here, eh? Like if a car goes around, old mate's got to get on his lawnmower and fix up the grass and fix it all up.
Yeah, certainly plenty of grass around here that needs tidying up. We see Richard Mayer making his way through the some of the back markers there, just getting past one of the crisscross cars.
Yeah, it looks like Adam Hughes is just pulling away, and looks like everyone's just in a comfortable little spot right now. Probably the closest is Matty. I think that might be the Red Bull car again. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Matty Stewart and Richard Mayer with 3.5 second gap is currently the closest gap on track at the moment. So certainly bit of space throughout the field, and certainly back markers at the moment. Some of that lap traffic is kind of getting in the way, not in the way, but in between some of the racing cars as well. So just the drivers in a good rhythm now and bringing it home with 15 minutes remaining.
Yep. Yeah, 15 minutes remaining. As we see a lockup down in the hairpin again. Wonder what car that would be. Daniel Smith. So looks like he's having some troubles with the tyres. The tyres do die off, ladies and gentlemen. They with the iRacing service, the tyres do really fall off these cars. So looks like he's just having a bit of trouble with that tyre grip.
Just had a couple of drivers disconnect as well for whatever reason. So Peter Pollard, DNF, and Shannon Blackburn and Mick Wilson, those three all DNFs.
Yeah. Wonder why that's probably just yeah, so just leading the race, and the guys resting on the track, so I think there's 15 guys still on track. So, and I think 13 are still on the same lap too. So
I've got 11 on the lead lap at the moment.
Yep.
And yeah, 15 still on track. Yep.
See Richard Mayer on track, and Matty Stewart trying to pull him back in, but I think Matt just needs to do a bit of fuel saving, and that's what he's doing. So Yeah, unless Richard Mare's already done his fuel saving at the start of the stint, like Adam Hughes has. And yeah, it looks like Matt Stewart's just on the same strategy as Simon.
Yeah, well, I think that sort of most of the cars tend to have pitted around that lap 20 mark. So obviously that was kind of your default kind of pit stop lap. Obviously we saw who was it, Bruce go a lap early, and a couple of laps early rather, and Adam go a lap late. So Bruce probably with the undercut hasn't quite worked out for him. Currently running in 9th and quite a fair way back off the pace now as well. Adam with that overcut there seems to have been the strategy. Bit of fuel saving, did the extra lap, and finds himself now with 4.5 second lead over Simon, who's had some pretty good pace throughout the race, really, and quite surprising that we haven't seen Simon and Sam kind of get back up onto Adam as they were earlier on.
Yeah, it just looks like Adam Hughes is the guy that just knows the strategy in these cars. He's always been on top of it, so good to see.
Yeah, Adam's certainly probably one of the more consistent 992 drivers. We've got a couple of drivers' championships in SRW leagues, and certainly the car that he sort of shines the most in, without a doubt. Very consistent operator. And of course, back when team owner Stefan McCartan was driving, it was sort of between the two of them who were winning, and obviously Stefan now moving into more of an admin role with the race control and whatnot. But the competition's still very much there for Adam. Some new guys have popped in, as we see Daniel Smith there on the comms asking for a tow. So he's obviously ended up in the wall requesting a tow, and a safety car has been called. So this is very interesting now with 10, 15 minutes to go. Safety car being called. It's going to give Simon and Sam, and Richard rather for that matter, and Matt too, really,
Matt and Adam Hughes.
Yeah, a great chance to bunch the field, and we'll see some pretty exciting racing.
People that need a pit too, if they're running a bit short, they can too. So it's good for them too. And maybe go for extra tyres too.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how the strategy plays out now, because with 10 minutes to go, I see Cullen Hodgkinson has found his way into the pit lane. Greg Barber's going in as well from 8th.
Promo department safety car has been called, like we said. So car will come out, and as we just see the replay of the DSL Welding Services replay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure why he's towed. I think he ended up going off the back of the first hairpin, but if he's still driving around, it's interesting why he's requested a tow. Well, he's disconnected from the server, so he's had a tow and retired, so that was definitely the call that came through race control.
So he's just, I'm a bit puzzled.
Yeah, coming into this hairpin up here was where we saw him off track, so
the B&W promo department is leading the field now. But yeah, I wonder what happened. Just seems a bit.
I'm not quite sure. It's certainly a bit unusual.
Yeah.
As we let the lucky dogs through past the safety car.
Oh, there it is. So he's just, maybe a bit bugged, and he's like, yep. They call it in, and that's it. So thank you for DSL Welding Services replay.
Yeah, we found it eventually. Probably not the worst of incidents, but enough for him to decide that he's wanting to retire the car.
Yeah. Yeah, it just got bogged. And that was it.
Yeah, and it certainly made the finish of this race an interesting one. We've suddenly got the field grouped up together again with, where are we? Just under 10 minutes remaining.
Yeah, so 8 minutes to go. So if you had that extra bit of fuel on board, you got to use all of it now.
Yeah, now's definitely the time to burn it. So Adam Hughes, the 95 car, will be leading the field around. The race control currently just waving through some lapped cars, or not lapped cars, sorry, cars that are currently sitting out of sequence.
Yep. Yeah, it's good to get those lucky dog guys just past the safety car and get their lap back. So as people don't know what a lucky dog is, basically if you're a lap down, you get lucky and you get a lap around. That's basically what it means.
I think they're just pulling cars on lead lap through at the moment.
Mm,
Dean was out of sequence. He's gone through, and so is Cullen Hodgkinson. Hodgkinson. I don't know why I'm saying that wrong. He's my teammate, and I can't get it right tonight. Just don't know.
I've got my teammates' names wrong, so and I've known them for like 7 months. So yeah, it's always good to get your teammates' names wrong and get roasted, you know, the next day. So yeah.
Yeah, so the 24 car and the 28 car, Dean Sinkovich and Cullen, have gone around. So they've been picked up by the safety car out of position. So they'll stay on lead lap. Harry Dodds makes his transition through the pit lane. He'll be rejoining the track very shortly.
Steven Sinkovich has got to go around the field too, getting his lap back. I kind of find it a bit interesting that, remember when Bruce White was with Richard Mann, Matty Stewart, and he just dropped back like when the pit stops were happening?
Yeah, and he still hasn't really found his way up there. You know, we see Simon found himself down in 7th place at the moment in the safety car queue. So there's been a little bit of movement going around. Pit exit's open. I believe the safety car is taken off this lap.
Maybe
if that was the chatter I heard correctly.
Yeah, I think you're correct about that.
No, hang on. One more lap I just heard.
I think Simon might have done the pit strategy and changed it up and went, I'm going to take some fuel or some tyres. Because, yeah, maybe those new tyres might help.
Yeah, new tyres definitely wouldn't be a bad option at this stage. You know, you've probably got, what, say 4 or 5 laps perhaps. Definitely no more than 5. So just steering from race control, safety car is in this lap. Adam does now have control of the field.
Tyson McAvoy's just drived away with the BMW GT3, so Adam's just got to sit with the field here now. So he's controlling the field, like Windows said. So we're just got to. Adam's just going to go over the crest of this hill, come back down. He might go early. That's probably your best option. Is go early.
I think so. Driving off the end of the pin, the green flag drops as Adam comes through the gear pin.
Yeah, gone. Oh no, sorry.
No, he's still holding it.
I thought I saw him move there, so he might have just given it a bit of throttle.
Yeah, you might have just given it a bit of a fake jump.
Yeah.
Running it right down to the line.
Might be helping his teammate out too, so where's he gone?
No, that's just Adam's world famous internet connection there, I think.
Aussie connection.
Yeah, no, his internet connection is one of the worst I've ever seen.
So he's gone. So Adam Hughes is gone, so Sam's right tucked into the back of him now, so they should all have enough fuel and tyres to get to the end now. So it's all just going to be push to the end. So Matt might make a position on Rich and Mayer. That's been the whole race. They might make a bit of a move there. Sam might try and make... Oh, as we see Simon up the inside of Matty Stewart. So Simon was in P3. Matt's going to hold the position. This is where Matt probably wants to sit. So he might just let Simon go. He's going to stay on the outside.
Jackson in the background as well, having a look up the inside of Ryan as well. Plenty of action here on the restart. We've got 5 minutes to go, probably about 3, maybe 4 laps of this race remaining. And
So-
as the cars group up, we're going to see some good battling here to finish this race.
Yeah, so sorry, that's Jake Jackson, not Matty Stewart. My apologies. So Matt Stewart's up the road. So the racecraft entry, the 9.5 Sim Sports. He's just moved up a position into P6. Keep in mind he was in P3 before, so he might have not had enough fuel, so he's boxed in. So now he's going to go and catch the rest of the field. He might have taken... Oh, wow, look at the exit speed of that. Oh, Greg Barber off the road. I think that was. Or
Yeah,
Callum.
Greg Barber, yep.
Oh, so Matt Stewart's getting called by Ryan here. Matt Stewart's in
Yeah.
P4 right now.
Ryan all over the back of him, just trying to make a move. You see him stick that nose out, trying to find a gap there, coming down the outside of turn 2. Trying to set something up.
So he might go up the inside here. No, so he's just going to have a... He's going to stay behind him. He's not going to have a look. Oh, he's having a look just to see where the apex is. He stayed on the apex. Now he's got to go on the exit. Matt's got a better exit out of the corner. So Matt might need a cover here. So if Ryan makes a bit of a dive, he's all good.
Yeah, Ryan certainly ran a very good line through there. He's given himself a chance, but he hasn't quite got close enough.
Look at that, the 9.5 Sim Sports behind Ryan. Jake Jackson just had a wiggle. Bruce White just got Jake Jackson in the background there. So we just see that awesome shot there of the cars there going up over the hill. So Ryan's on the right of the back of him. Simon's right behind him too.
There's been a bit of action in the background there. Dean's made a couple of positions. It looks like Dave
Oh,
McCoskey's off the track.
Simon's just nudged him. Simon's just nudged him off the track there, it looked like. So Ryan's just called it in. We'll see what happens there with the race stewards. They might give him a penalty. DSL Welding Services replay here. So I think he might have given him a nudge there. Oh, he's just hit the brakes and Simon hasn't expected it. That will be a penalty coming his way. Oh no. It's not what he wants. It's what, none of them wanted that. Simon just saying something over the radio. Can't hear him.
Yeah, looks claiming he's had no contact. Could potentially be a net code, but it's one of those interesting situations where the driver in front taps the brakes and probably not the most necessary around that corner, but enough to cause a bit of a bump and run.
So we're on Matt Stewart with Simon here. So Matt's just up the inside. So Simon might get a penalty. So Matt might be thinking, oh, no, so Matt's still holding it. So Simon's got the inside, yeah. So Matt's let him go just a little bit. So a good move by Simon there too. Very smart driving from all the drivers tonight. But it looks like Simon might have taken tyres because the drive he's getting out of corners is massive.
Yeah, certainly got a bit more grip and he's moving up that field pretty quick. Lining up Richard Moore
Oh,
next.
a bit of smoke in the back there.
Back, I missed that one. Not quite sure who that was.
Dean Sinkovich. Bit of an incident. So Bruce White on the outside of Jake Jackson here, the 1-9 entries. So they're near each other, so Matt might drop back and help him here. So Jake's just under pressure from Bruce White. It looks like Jake's had a bit of white flag this time around. Sam might try and make a move on Adam Hughes here. Adam might just hold him off. Last lap.
Certainly in the range. Jake Jackson's having a whole lot of trouble with Bruce White down the home straight.
Oh, look at that. Might just need to start on Adam Hughes and Sam here. We just see him just... Oh, Bruce might try and go on the outside. He doesn't have the run. Jake's got a pretty good run out of the corner.
And Richard Moore's got it all wrong there, a bit wide on the corner there. Race control just confirming that incident we saw previously. Net code, no further action taken, racing incident.
That's going to be a killer for Ryan. So Simon's back in the P3. See what happens with the front two guys. Adam Hughes is definitely going to want the win, but Sam's probably not going to want that as he would want the win. So Sam's right behind Adam. Adam's across the hill. He's braked a little bit earlier. Is Adam going to cover it? Yes, he has. Sam's going to get a better run out of it. Sam's on the outside. Adam's got a better run. Sam might get him here? No, Adam's got a better run.
Adam's got the drive off the
Yeah,
corner
he's
there.
got
He's
him.
going to come all the way through. Sam was definitely looking very dangerous, and I tell you what, Bruce White's just got Jake Jackson on the outside of the hairpin. That was a great move from him. Come around to finish the race and position up as we see Adam Hughes cross the line in first place. Sam Murr comes over in second, Simon in third, Richard Mayer fourth, Matt Stewart fourth, Bruce White, that incredible pass splits the 1-7 cars. Jake Jackson,
1-9 entries,
1-9,
yeah.
sorry. Craig Barber finishes 8th, Cullen 9th, Ryan rounds out your top 10. So good recovery from Ryan there after that little incident to find his way back into the top 10. So racers are required to head a certain way around the track before we back out. Great pass here from Bruce White. Comes around the outside, up the hill, makes the dive down the inside. A little bit of a brake lock up there from Jake Jackson.
Yeah,
And
great
Bruce
move.
says, yep, thank you, I'll have that.
Yeah, and he's out. Thanks for DSL Welding Service replay. And there's your top 3 as well, like Brendo said, but what a race. So, you know, from the strategy from Simon to go and pit and finish P3, and Adam for the two laps of fuel saving. Awesome race by everyone. So, so Ryan Pavanik, he's just put in chat, no Mikey no. So if anyone got that reference, but yeah, well done to the guys. But there's your results. But awesome race. But yeah, crisscross taking it out for P1 for Adam Hughes. Simon Muir in second, then Simon in P3 from the 9.5 Sim Sports. I don't know if Sam's in a team or not. He might just be a privateer, but awesome.
No, I'm not sure.
Awesome race.
Some of the drivers just discussing their strategy. Seems like changing the fronts was the go. We see the top 3 grid up there for the podium photo shoot. And looks like Dean Sinkovich there's joined them in the background.
Dean always joining in the photo. Sam Muir is in the green room, so we'll just wait for the rest of the guys to jump in and have a bit of a chat and see what they thought. Awesome photo there. Sam there as well. Simon is in the green room, so now we'll just wait for might just pull in Simon, shall we?
Yeah, let's get underway, eh?
Hey Simon, how you going, mate?
A bit tired after that one, but no, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, definitely, man. We saw your box at the end. What was that? Tires, fuel?
Definitely tires.
Yeah.
Probably sort of the last 5 laps. Thankfully, about 5 laps before that safety car, I could feel the front right starting to go. And I thought, oh, this is going to be very close. So as soon as the safety car came out, I knew I had to pit. There was no way I was ever going to get to the end. When I actually boxed, my tyre gauge came up. I had 2% on the front right. So that was never, ever, ever going to get me home. So that safety car definitely saved my race tonight.
Yeah, wow, and the certainly the right call. I think I think you dropped back to what was it, 10th or 11th, and you come through the field those final laps to drive away to the podium.
Yeah, P7 when I got the green when we went back to green. So yeah, I was obviously can't remember who was in third at the time. Obviously, I had it off out of the second corner, and then there was a bit of net code, which I'm frustrated about. I didn't want to hit. Obviously didn't want to hit Ryan at all. I tried to get out of it, but yeah, I saw his car bobble, and then yeah, I just sort of knew, damn it, net code. But yeah, really sorry to Ryan. That's not the way I want to do that one.
Yeah, one of those things that can happen, unfortunately, with the sim. We watched it on replay a couple of times, and yeah, you're quite right. Just one of those unfortunate net codes, and it has cost Ryan a little bit, but nothing you can really do too much about it, mate.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, well, live and learn. Live and learn. Maybe next time do something a bit different. You can always learn something from those incidents. But yeah, overall, yeah, pretty stoked with how tonight went, especially to get back on the podium after that late pit stop.
Yeah, definitely, man. We saw in the first couple of laps, it was heated there with Sam, Adam, and you know, in that top three battle, and you guys just pulled away, and you had a good old battle with Sam there for a bit too.
Yeah, I sort of figured out early I had a bit of pace on the guys, and I thought I'll do the smart thing, try and get out in front, and then just sort of so I could sit in a bit of clean air, just to try and sort of find my own rhythm, look after the tires, that sort of thing. Because we did AOG earlier in the week at this track, and I sort of, you know, we sort of found a few things that, yeah, if you sit underneath someone's rear wing for too long, you start to really melt the front tires. So I thought I'll get in front, try and set my own pace, and then go from there. And yeah, no, they were good. They kept me honest. They stuck with me the whole way. And yeah, I had a really good battle with Sam. A few little lockups that gave him a chance. And yeah, sort of, yeah, it would have been nice to battle with him at the end as well. But yeah, is what it is. It was a really good start. And yeah, it was a really good pace I was setting with the guys.
100%.
Yeah, interesting you talk about the clean air too. We made reference a few times throughout the broadcast about the you know, the potential difference in car setups, and particularly the drive off the hairpin down the straight. So interesting to hear you say about, you know, clean air versus dirty air, you know, being a big factor in the race.
Yeah, well, especially that last corner onto the front straight, and you may have seen it a bit, especially when Sam was right up behind me. As soon as he came up behind me out of the final corner, he'd be within like 3 or 4 tenths. But as soon as we come out the other side, he'd be back 5 or 6, and that's exactly it. It's that dirty air, because it's such a high-speed corner to the front straight. That dirty air, you've just got to roll out of it. You can't keep the throttle in. Whereas being in front, I could obviously roll the car into the corner a bit better and get on the throttle earlier. And yeah, it obviously helped keep me in front for that first stint.
Yeah, definitely did, man. And we'll jump to your sponsors, man. Who would you like to thank?
Oh, jeez, I forgot to look at those. Big thanks to Racecraft as well, our major sponsors on the car. Big thanks to all the boys at 9.5. They brought me on probably a few months ago, and yeah, it's big shout out to the boys. They've been a real support the last few weeks and sort of getting me up to speed and helping me in my other championships. So yeah, big shout out to them.
100%, man. I know a lot of your teammates do a lot of supercars. Are they keen into the cup car, or?
I've been trying. I've been trying to get them to see the light and ditch the super boats and come and race a real car, but it's proving a bit difficult at the moment. I think they might get me in those friggin' boats before I get them in these things, but I'll keep trying. I'll get in there eventually.
Yeah, 100%, man. I saw you in track, and yeah, you're pretty quick, man. So say hi to all the boys for me, and have a good one, man.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the broadcast.
All good, bro. Right, so we'll move in Sam Muller. So we'll just... There we go. G'day, Sam.
G'day, guys. How you going?
Yeah, good, bro. You had a bit of an action race.
Certainly did. Yeah, it was pretty cruisy there for the first part. Just happy sitting behind Simon for a little bit there, saving fuel and saving tyres, and then yeah, at the stop decided to take a bit of a gamble and put the right-hand side tyres on, because as you know, they get a fair workout around here. And then yeah, it was slowly catching back up to Mez and Husey, and then as soon as I heard the request for tow come over the radio towards the end there, I was like, oh, please be a safety car, please be a safety car. But yeah, Husey still had enough left in the tank. What a great drive from him. Fantastic effort to hold on.
Yeah, we talking about Husey. We noticed in the first stint, he just like sat back there and just said, "Hey boys, go and fight. I'll just save some tyre and a bit of fuel." And yeah, that was definitely the strategy. But enough by Husey. We'll talk to him soon. But you had a good old battle with all of them today, Adam and Simon.
Yeah, I've got to work on my starts and my first laps, I think. It's no good getting pole if you're back down to P2 or P3 by turn 1 and 2. Had the same thing happen last week. So, yeah, something definitely to work on there. But, yeah, once sort of got a little bit of confidence back in the car, was able to get back onto Husey's tail. And then, yeah, as you said, he was obviously in conservation mode for fuel and tyres and didn't want to fight too hard, so let me past. And then yeah, I was sort of between a rock and a hard place. I didn't really have much more pace than what Mez was showing, so I was just happy to sit behind him and yeah, save a bit of fuel and tyres as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. How are you going for the second round? We saw you in the first round, and obviously I talked to you from last season and everything. Many changes since we saw you from the last round at Suzuka.
Not too much. I might just take the opportunity to give a bit of a shout out to Josh Thomas. Did a couple of sessions with him over the break, but from Precision Chim Training. So yeah, if there's anyone out there in Buellland wanting some tips on Porsche Cup or just about anything, hit up Precision Chim Training, because yeah, he's been absolutely fantastic. So I think I found maybe a little bit of pace there, but yeah, still a little bit to work on. Definitely, as I just said, got to work on the starts a little bit more, and yeah, hopefully we can keep on battling out at the front with Hughesy and give him a bit of a competition for a couple of wins in the back end of the year.
100%, man. Your pace has just been unreal to fight with a 9.5 Sin Sport, and Adam Hughes obviously is a weapon. And yeah, you've just been doing amazing, man. Who would you like to thank? All your sponsors and everything, man.
Yeah, cheers, Connor. Yeah, just shout out to the team at TriStar Racing for having me on. Always good running their colours week to week. And to our major sponsor, Toyosim. Big thank you to them. And as always, shout out to Race Control and the broadcast team for all the work you guys do, and for the admins at SRW. Fantastic league, and yeah, having a ball. Thank you.
All good, mate. Well done for PT.
Cheers, guys. Oh yeah, absolutely, Shibby. I'll do that. Thanks for that. Cheers, guys.
See ya. Hey, Adam. How are you, mate?
Good yourself?
Yeah, good, mate. Saw your fuel saving at the start, man. What a fuel save.
Yeah, man. I only got an extra lap out of it, like an extra lap and a half. I was trying to push for 2, but yeah, ended up being just an extra lap longer, which I thought would have paid out a bit more. But yeah, nah, it is what it is, mate. I'll take an extra lap worth of less fuel I have to take on board. So yeah, no, it's all good, mate. Can't complain.
That extra lap though certainly gave you a bit of an advantage. Most of the field pitted lap 20, you went in lap 21, and you ended up with probably, I think, about 4.5 seconds worth of gap out of that pit stop. You did quite well, probably better than you perhaps think, because the field sort of spread out quite a bit after that. So you might not have noticed it in the car, but you certainly had quite an advantage after that overcut.
Yeah, well, when I did the extra lap, I would come out, or was actually no, prior to that, sorry, I saw Simon and Sam go in together, and I thought, oh, okay, so obviously they weren't fuel saving at all, or not as much as I was, and so I come out, and I didn't know what happened to Sam, because as I pulled out, he was back in 4th or 5th, and then obviously Simon was about 3-4 seconds behind me. And obviously he's just taken fuel like myself, and then as I've gotten like sort of later into the stint before the safety car coming out, it's sort of like penny dropped out. Obviously Sammy had in fact actually taken right inside tyres, so that was certainly an issue in the safety car period.
Yeah, definitely, man. We saw you, Simon, do that pit stop, and you still gapped him with the tyres you had, man, and you had some serious pace. And another good thing, man, you're leading the championship for the Porsche Cup.
Yeah, I'm wrapped about that, mate. Like, credit to Sam, like if he was probably another 5 seconds closer instead of being the 12 seconds, he would have definitely caught up to me towards the end of the race, for sure. I sort of got lucky that like I maintained the tyres and looked after him a little bit, because I had maybe 1 or 2 laps worth of pace in him after the safety car. Then on that third final lap, he just pulled up like I think 6 or 7 tenths. Like his tyres just turned on. I thought, oh, no, I'm in strife here. So sort of glad it ended when it did. I didn't really want the safety car either. As soon as it was called out, I was a little bit devastated, to be honest.
Yeah, that safety car definitely had potential to be quite costly for you there, eh? You certainly bunched the field up, and we were kind of talking in comms that the field had kind of spread out a little bit, and that safety car certainly made an exciting finish.
Yeah, absolutely. It was good for the spectacle, but I was told that like during the week, earlier in this week, like the other series hadn't had any safety cars or very little. So I thought, oh, should be safe here. And then obviously, yeah, one of the guys obviously pulled up stumps and had to pull the pin on the car. So yeah, sort of maybe not interesting. A little bit harder than I did want it to be. I was quite happy just cruising around, to be honest. But you know, it's all good though.
Yeah, definitely well done, man. And P1 in the race and leading the championship. Who would you like to say? Thanks.
Obviously to you guys, obviously for coming in for doing the comms tonight. To good old Shibby in the background. Obviously he doesn't say much or can't talk much because he's working the camera. So massive shout out to himself for doing his part. Obviously to Brendan, obviously yourself, Connor. Obviously doing, like I said before, for doing tonight's comms. Obviously to all the other competitors and obviously race control. But obviously shout out to SRW. Smoke Studio for the sponsors on the car, Smoke Studios, AE Boards, Poolmaster Bayside, Shunts, Palms and Bakery, and obviously to Crisscross Racing and to obviously Stephen McCartan as well. So yeah, shout out to those guys, and obviously shout out to Barbs. He's had a bit of a crappy night, for the better word. So yeah, we'll try and come back next week stronger with him and hopefully pull the cars into the podium again with a bit of luck.
Yeah, 100%. We did see him moving around in there, but hopefully Barbs does a better one. But is that nickname staying from last week, by the way?
For myself or for him?
For him, Barbara.
Probably not. I think.
Yeah, I saw in some chats he wasn't too keen on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I think Barbs or Barbsy. That's what I usually call them. Barbsy or Barbs. One of the two.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I didn't call him through the whole stream, so I was like, yep, leave it. But yeah, well done, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Appreciate that.
Too easy, man. But yeah, have a good one.
Likewise, fellas. Cheers for that.
See you, mate. Well, that pretty much wraps it up, Brendo.
Yeah, it's certainly been an interesting night with the Radicals first off, and then some great racing in the Porsches here at Phillip Island, and yeah, well, we made it through the hour, and it was not as many safety cars as we first thought, but some great battles on track, and you know that late safety car we did have certainly made for a very interesting finish. So Adam Hughes taking home the top spot, Sam Muir in second, Simon Menzo in third. Yeah, so it's been a great evening, and once again, massive shout out to DSL Welding Services, Warren and Brown Tools, Racecraft, Toyo Sim, and all our other sponsors. Thanks to all you viewers for watching, and yeah, it's been a great night of sim racing.
Yeah, 100%. You'd pretty much just stolen everything. But
you know, I got to get good at this job eventually. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Very well done, man. But thanks for all the viewers, and we'll probably see you next time. My name's Connor Pixie Nixon, and Brendo on the side. And have a good night, guys.
Yeah, we'll catch you all later.
Bye.
Bye.